Previously on Twin Portals.
The Silver Waves of Justice were given a secret mission twice. Two of the Never Embers, Lord Dagult and his son Renair, each asked SWOJ to put their secret-finding skills to use by recovering the ancient crown of Never from the ruins of Castle Neverwinter. In the hands of the rightful heir, the crown has the power to seal the simmering magic of the chasm. Within the castle, our heroes face spiders, spirits, and ash as they unearth the hidden crypts of Lord Halloweth and Lady Lysandra Never. Scoot, Ilka, Lark, and Zay soothed the spirit of Lysandra and pancaked the Zentarum assassin Erstal Floxin in order to barely survive the haunted castle, crown in hand.
So, Scoot, you were rummaging through Erstal's things on the floor next to the crypt of Lysandra of the Waves of Silver. I assume you were just kind of laying it out, all of his stuff, while he kind of rasped out unconscious breaths next to you.
Yeah, I would also like to make efforts to secure his arms or legs, just something to...
You're pretty good at that.
Yeah, I can throw a quick...
I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you just restrain him.
A little square knot or something. But
sure.
I was just sort of taking things out and setting them on the floor. It's like, hey, cool, look at that. Oh, wait, look at that.
Yeah, okay. And everybody else? It's quiet in here now.
Who and Ilka is holding the crown?
I am.
Yeah, I just got it wrapped up.
I'm inspecting it because it's very shiny, but I'm not putting it on my head.
Yeah, I was not involved in that, so I barely know what's going on back.
It's beautiful. It's
there.
like a huge central sapphire with like silvery waves engraved in mithril, studded with occasional rubies and sapphires all the way around it, with like a little point, sort of like similar to Aragorn's crown from Return of the King.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Neat. Yeah. If you were watching Ilka, she would be like looking around the room and kind of holding it out to pantomime it over each person's head and see how it looks on them. You know, like the fifth grade thing you would do when you'd hold out your fingers and squish someone's head across the room, but with a crown.
Sure. Yeah. It seems like it wouldn't fit Scoot very well.
Not his style.
I got a weird head.
He's got a weird head.
Okay.
And I'm already wearing something in my head slot.
Sure.
That's right.
It's the do-rag, in case you didn't know.
What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna remind Scoot that the guy that he has tied up, isn't he the one? You hit him with the dresser, I remember, in the Gralhoun Villa, but isn't he the one that also threw the fire bomb that almost killed your mom?
I don't remember. Is that true?
He has the half-burned face, right? Isn't that guy?
That was actually, that's way back, on the alley, in Trollskull Alley?
Yeah.
That was the nimble right that threw the fireball.
He was just there and got his face burned?
He was there, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Okay.
'Twas the nimble right what threw the fireball.
And so, I remember when this guy almost got burnt up by that nimble right.
Yeah. In Trollskull Alley.
Yeah,
he keeps popping up.
I have such a great history.
We should get the heck out of here.
What are we going to do? Well, let's grab this stuff. I mean,
I guess so. If you can carry Erstal,
I can.
And
Easily.
then Ilka can carry the crown.
Okay.
That seems safe.
Yeah.
And Zay and I will just carry everything else. We don't really need to carry anything else.
Of the loot, is there anything that I've noticed that has caught my attention?
From Erstal's stuff?
From Erstal's stuff. I mean, his stuff is just kind of sitting around.
Yeah,
now,
there are several vials of what you would recognize at this point in your adventuring career as strong poison.
Okay.
As well as bolts with some kind of capsules near the end of the pointy end of the bolt.
Okay.
That seem to be rigged to do something when they hit a target.
Anything else? Or is that just the major stuff?
Maybe like a purse with a decent amount of gold in it. Like 100 gold.
Yep. I'd pocket the purse.
The red hat that he had on looks a lot like Lark's.
Lark, you got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay, so we're leaving it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it.
Okay.
We'll leave the hat.
Check it. I'm going to check it to see if there's any secret pockets.
There are none.
Yeah, lame.
I would like to at least carefully manage all these vials of poison. I'm thinking very much The Rock and those string of pearls, the green ball. Yeah, Justin knows. Loves Nicolas Cage movies. I just want to be
Rock. Okay.
The Rock. I just want to be careful with all the poisons. I don't want these things busting up on my hip.
What's your careful poison place?
Loincloth.
Can I take out another do-rag and carefully bundle two vials up and then...
We don't have
Just
a bag of holding
hanging
anymore,
off
right?
the side, kind of.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Our bag of holding's gone. So,
Yeah.
all right, 2 vials of poison, the purse, and Erstal.
And where do you go once you're packed up?
I forgot where we were.
Stairs. We're in the basement, all the way down.
Crypt?
Yeah.
Like, more specifically, do you go somewhere private or do you go towards one of the people that asked you for the crown?
Oh, we should go. I think we should head towards Renair.
Yeah, I'm fine heading that way, but we can still talk about it on the way out, too. But we can start making headway that direction.
Yeah, I feel like we don't want people to know that we got the crown or who we're giving it to. So we should try that subtlety thing we're good at.
So you look for Renair, like you head back
Well, I
out?
mean, we would have to go out that way anyway.
We should leave the grounds for sure.
Yeah, but we're going to head towards, I think we should head towards where we heard Renair's voice and where we came into the castle.
Okay. It is now, let's see, it was midday when you went in. So we'll say it's towards the evening now, like sunset as you're leaving. Yeah, there's not much of a crowd out in the courtyard. There may be some signs of the workers that have been restoring the castle. Some of them are packing up for the day, getting ready to go home. They seem a little surprised to see you guys marching out the front door.
Well, I didn't know that we were.
In.
I didn't know that we should march out the front door.
Yeah.
Oh, you can take a different route, sure.
We heard Renair talk to us somehow.
Right.
Yeah, and when we stepped inside, so we wouldn't draw attention, I want to go back to that spot. Unless anyone has better ideas.
No, I'm with.
So you'd be passing through like some of this action on your way towards that archway, the outer wall of the castle, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, less attention's better.
Yeah, less attention.
And I kind of like thinking about a neutral space, too. Are we just running this back to Renair?
I don't know about that, but
okay.
I mean, he is our friend.
Yeah.
Right, but then what? Then we go see his Lord Father without the crown. Do we tell him we gave it to his kid? Tell him we failed?
Renair jumped us?
Renair jumped us.
We lost it. I traded it for these 2 vials of poison.
It's precious vials of poison.
Yeah, we don't have a plan yet.
No, look at us go.
I think we should go to a neutral space, figure this out. And
What neutral space?
I don't know. There's inns all over the place. Let's
take the crown to an inn.
Well, we'll just go hunker down someplace.
Okay.
We're here in the crypt.
I'm following Scoot.
I mean, either or. I mean, I'm not married to this. I'm just trying to think. Can we talk out any options on the way?
You got lots of time on the way, like as you're going out of the crypts and walking through the castle.
Okay, let's head to where
you have privacy while you're moving, unless you want to go somewhere specific, like a tavern or something.
Nobody's down in the crypts.
Yeah.
It's haunted and spooky.
Yeah.
So by ourselves.
Yeah, unless we're just going to give it to Renair, then we can just go to Renair. I mean, I'm not too tied either way.
We don't get a whole lot of money and a villa if we give it to Renair. But it's probably the right choice.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Should we smack Urstel around and see if he's got an opinion?
Is Urstel waking up? Oh, no.
No, he's super unconscious.
That was a good hit. I crushed him with the side of this axe.
He needs a nice long rest.
Yeah.
Buddy.
I mean, he's stable. He's breathing. And okay, let's just, we'll sneakily
contact your princely buddy.
Yeah. Sneakily make our way out.
And as you reach that archway in the outer wall of the castle, you're actually greeted by Renair himself in person, as if he knew you were coming for some reason. He's wearing a cloak, and he's kind of like the streets are weirdly empty behind him, as if like he has people like keeping watch or something. But he just kind of he steps around the archway as you guys approach it and greets you and says, "My friends, are you all right? What happened?"
You're real. I experimentally poke him in the shoulder.
He giggles. He's like, "Yeah, what?
Well,
it's nice to see you all,
Doughboy."
Thanks. I'm glad someone else was here.
You were a voice in our head last time.
Yeah, I was using a message spell.
It was amazing.
Thank you. I adapted it to talk to 4 people at once.
Sick.
Oh, amazing. How did you know we were going to be here?
Oh, I have a lot of eyes on the street. We, followed you on your way in from the camps by the chasm.
This is really important to you.
Why didn't you go in and get the crown?
Well, I don't really have the skill set for it. You see, I haven't done all the things that you guys have done. I've mostly been involved in accounting and politics in my life.
That's true. It did nearly kill a couple of us.
Did it? All right. Do you need any help or anything?
Yeah. If you got some heals, you can toss them at me until I say stop.
Yeah, sure. And he like holds his hand to his lapel and speaks something in a couple hushed words. He says, "Just wait a minute. We'll have some help on the way."
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
And within a couple of minutes, a couple of halflings show up that look like they're clerics of Tyr, possibly.
Okay.
And they cast Cure Wounds on you guys until you're topped off.
Yay.
I no longer feel stabbed and poisoned.
Yeah.
I got some hit points
All
back.
of us. Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to... Oh, nice.
Thanks, halflings. All right, I'm feeling good about this.
They bless you.
Let's give him the stuff.
He's like, what stuff are you talking about?
Oh, I found these poisons here on Erstal.
Oh, Erstal. Is that what this? I thought it was a corpse.
No.
Okay.
He's still breathing.
He looks like one of the masks.
He had some.
He had a big red hat on. That didn't look like a mask. He wasn't wearing a mask.
Kind of like your hat.
Yeah.
And he wanted vengeance.
Vengeance for, like, on you specifically.
Us? Scoot, most specifically.
Yeah. He's got some misguided thoughts about our history.
Do you know who he works with?
No. Scoot hit him with an axe before we could ask him any questions.
Yeah, it was a snap decision.
But he's still alive, so we could ask him now, or maybe you have some sort of magic mind reading spell.
He says, well, we do have our cleric friends here. We could have them, bring him back and talk to him for a bit.
Give him 1 hit point.
Yeah, way back when.
Tiny bit.
He used to work for the Gralhunds.
So you didn't find any crown. You just found this guy in there.
Well, no, we didn't say that.
We blink at him meaningfully.
He says, it's okay. You can trust my friends here. We're all on the same team. I'm not as secretive as my dad.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got like a little PTSD from that.
A little jumpy.
Yeah,
This feels very open, and just an exchange like this on the street of what is a very powerful item rubs us all a little weird.
Yeah.
Well, he says we could go somewhere private. Want to go down into the caves? Or actually, we have a guild house right around the corner here. We could step inside.
Hey, I got a quick question. When you were talking into our ear earlier, what was the question I asked you?
Oh, geez. I what? I'm going to say that he answers the question correctly. Larry.
Okay, all right. So you remember that I asked you about sandwiches. All right, that's right. Great. It's really... it's at least the same as the voice.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't it about the ledger?
Well, first I asked him about sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well,
okay.
I'm sweating now. Jeez.
That was a tough question.
Now you know how we feel.
It's hard being interrogated over and over again.
Okay, I think we should go to this guild house.
All right, I'll follow.
All right. Yeah, and he sets you guys up in this cozy building.
Ooh.
It seems like maybe like one of the offices that the construction folks are using to renovate the castle.
Okay.
But it's like a nice kind of front office. It's got lobby-like features, chairs, and a little water machine.
Oh.
It's magic.
Nice.
Conjures water.
I get a cup.
Yep.
I conjure cup, and
It's
then
nice.
I take a little drink.
It's refreshing.
I'm parched.
Yeah, it's been a while. He says, so what did you find?
Well, there were 2 crypts, and one was Lord Halliwell. No, what was it?
Hallworth?
Oh, my goodness.
Hold on, let me
Are you talking about the ancient king of Neverwinter?
Yes.
Hallowith?
Yep, and then another crypt
found their crypts?
with
Wow.
Lysandra. Never. Like they're side by side crypts.
One in gold, one in silver.
Which one should we have opened?
He says, well, I don't know. I mean, they're ancient kings. I'm sure they both have a lot of history and value to their names.
Well, we opened the silver one.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And what did you find?
Lysandra.
Yeah, she was not happy to see us.
She was there.
Me
really?
specifically.
Yeah. Well, all of us, but she really took it out on Scoot.
Probably part of the curse in that castle, huh? Some kind of undead.
I assume. I'm not sure.
But I played her a flute made of bones, and then she calmed down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she listened to our persuasive story.
Yeah.
And agreed to give us the crown.
Yep.
That tracks.
Yeah.
You've calmed a lot of things down with music.
And hugs.
Yeah.
Snuggles.
So you found the crown then?
Yeah, do you want to see it?
Sure.
It's
yeah.
really cool. I pull it out.
Wow. And he admires it. He doesn't try to take it. He says, what are you going to do with this thing?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
There seem to be multiple parties interested in it, and I don't know if we're the right people to make that decision. We found it. We have acquired it. It's here.
Are you asking me to take it and decide what to do with it?
Well, you want it.
I could use it for sure.
Would you use it to reseal the city?
Yeah, although I don't have the same connections my father does as far as that goes.
Do you think we should try to get the chasm resealed and then give you the crown?
I'm not sure. How would that work?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
We would need to find someone to seal it, I suppose, and then somehow keep it from my father.
I feel like once your dad knows it's not buried in a haunted crypt, he's going to be all over it.
Mm-hmm. I think so, too. He's probably wondering where you are right now.
Mm-hmm. He's expecting us.
Well, he probably thinks we're still in the castle or dead.
Well.
I mean, we were pretty efficient.
That was fast. We went in this morning.
That was surgical.
Yeah.
But Scoot is now putting 2 and 2 together in the fear that we're being watched by other Neverember.
Yeah, that they watched us walk out of the castle and
Yeah.
it's gotten back.
He nods and says, I could take it to my father, as the possessor of it, and we can negotiate from there.
This feels like it gets one of your heads melted off, though.
What?
Well, apparently if you put it on your head and you're not at the right air.
Ah, right. Well,
You want to come with us when we deliver it?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. I
Sweet.
don't know what the right answer is.
Well, we get
I mean, my
paid.
father's not going to hurt me, He might threaten or blackmail, but
Okay. Okay. Weren't you in hiding because he was trying to kill you?
not trying to kill me, just trying to bring me in.
But he brought you in.
What?
He was trying to bring you in, but now he has brought you in?
No, I'm saying that with the crown and with the city and the state that it's in, my father doesn't have the same leverage over everything that he used to, and things are a bit tenuous, so this might be a good time for us to finally talk.
Sure. That
Yeah.
sounds like a great
Let's
idea.
go do a family reunion
Yeah.
Works for
with
me.
a priceless heirloom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with a few accompanying people who you don't recognize, Renair leaves with you towards the chasm, which is where you last saw Dagult.
Great. I wrap the crown back up and hide it.
Okay. As you're walking...
Should I leave Erstal somewhere? I'm still carrying him.
Do you think he'll be a
That's up to
threat
you.
to you when he wakes up?
Do we want to have the halflings magic him awake and ask him questions before we go, or is this a thread we should abandon and just leave him here?
I think I'll write a little note. Sorry about your hat. It's where you were last awake. Should still be there. High five. XOXO Scoot.
Does he have a magic transport ring or something? How is he melting into the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I don't know that.
Look at his.
I think he's just
Check him for magic rings.
throw his hands up.
You don't see one.
I don't see any.
Does
Right.
that feel kind of random?
Should I do a rant here? I'll do a full investigations check. We'll see.
Sure. Roll it.
11.
11. You do notice a couple odd tattoos that seem possibly magical in nature. Like on his back.
Nothing. Just some cool ink.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Guess he's just a magic dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. He feels like kind of a wild card that got thrown into this that just...
I think the XOXO is going to sway him to our side.
Yeah.
I think so too, and that's.
Renair says, I do kind of want to know why someone who looks like one of the masks would be in the castle trying to, interfere or take things.
So
Yeah.
you think we should wake him up and ask him?
Let's do it.
All right.
As long as
All
we're
right.
here. So one of the halflings wakes him up and he groggily looks around and then just starts straining at his, at his bindings and says,
Wait, Erstal, Scoot wrote you a note.
I hold it up in front of his face,
Did you see the XOXO? I point to it.
and then I drop it a little bit, and there's my smiling face behind it, and then I go back up.
You're mocking me.
No,
If you're going to kill me, just do it now.
I'm not going to. I would have done it like 4 times already.
We carted your corpse out of here. We could have left you in the crypt.
And now you're going to lock me up again.
Again? Did we lock you up before?
I think you did. I don't remember.
I don't either.
It was a long night for you. I get it.
No, I got away at the last second. That's right. The City Watch were moving in on Colad Towers, and I got away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just say clean slate here? I mean, you stabbed me in the neck.
What do you want?
To go about my life without this hanging over me.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Erstal, did someone send you?
Why should I tell you anything?
I apparently have
That
no
question.
answer to that.
Stumped. I didn't have an answer either, to be honest. I was kind of working on it too. I was like,
Because we're nice.
Well, Erstal, if someone sent you, I mean this with absolutely no offense, they were expecting you to get killed. That maybe you would take out 1 or 2 of us, but you against our party, they didn't want good things for you.
What? Someone sent you on a suicide mission? That sucks.
Roll persuasion.
With assistance.
With assistance. Since there's a note and some very persuasive language going on here.
I rolled 2 the first time, 1 the second.
Nice.
take the 2.
Incredible.
Yeah, 2. And I have that makes it 9.
He says, I was acting on orders by the boss. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
Boss?
Which boss?
I can't really say more than that.
We got a couple bosses that want us dead.
Manchun?
I don't know that name. He wears a mask, though.
Nancy?
Fits.
Lord Neverember?
Well, yeah, the necromancer.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, just tell us and we'll end this suffering.
Why did your mask?
He was
boss...
operating out of Kolat Towers, and now I don't know where he is. Ever since you guys brought that down, he's been in hiding.
That's the necromancer, right?
Yeah, that's
But
both
he-
Manchun and the necromancer.
Okay, but that
Both of our
boss
guesses were right.
managed to keep in contact with you and send you on this hazardous to your health mission to off us.
That's right.
Man, sounds like a jerk boss.
Well, I'm very faithful to the cause.
What's the cause?
You know, the
Just whatever he tells you to do.
making lots of money and retiring young. That's the cause.
Okay.
Great. Did he tell you you'd survive this encounter?
Yeah, he wanted me to go in the castle and retrieve a powerful artifact from a tomb.
What was he going to do with it?
Oh, wait. So it wasn't about us. He didn't know we'd be there?
I didn't know you'd be there. No.
What's he going to do with the
I was
magical artifact?
happy to find you there.
Well,
I
that's
thought
nice.
it would go better.
It's nice to see you.
It wasn't so nice to see you. I mean,
You
it was
lived.
nice to find you, not so nice to, meet you.
What did he want to do with the magical artifact? Reseal the chasm?
You didn't say. He just wanted me to bring it to him.
I think that he wants to reseal the chasm. That's what we're going to do. So mission accomplished.
You going to bring it to him?
I try to high five.
No, we're going to
You
bring it
can't.
to
We
someone
don't know
else.
who him is.
It's Nancy.
It is Nancy.
He wears
Yeah.
a mask and a black cloak. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's there's only one of them.
Well, tell Nancy.
I know, it was a big deal when I met him. It was like, usually he has his lieutenants talk to me, but this time it was him in person in Amphale. He sent me
In
out.
Amphale. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the other news I was looking for.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like a delayed release. I don't really want to kill him.
Yeah, if we just tell Nancy hi for us. Say, don't worry about the artifact. We're going to reseal the chasm.
What, you're going to let me go?
In a bit. We're gonna get a little head start.
Okay, great.
And then
Uh,
and also I take off the bag with the 100 gold pieces. I give it back to him.
what, are you trying to buy my friendship or something?
But this is your
Scoot.
this is your bag. I'm returning your property.
Yeah, it'd
I
be
see.
different if you were dead, but you're not dead.
You're not dead.
Yeah, we're not going to. Yeah,
There you go.
That's kind of deep.
Take it.
Yeah,
it's kind of deep.
like if we left your
we
dead
would loot
corpse.
we would loot your corpse, but we wouldn't rob you.
Yeah. Well, and then there's
It's
nothing
like,
to do about it.
I don't know what to make of you people. It's like you seem to care, but then at the same time you're ready to just like throw a bed frame at a guy in a moment's notice. So
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
you were trying to kill that guy, so we were just trying to save him. It wasn't.
He
It wasn't
kinda deserved
personal.
it, though. I mean, you guys, what's your morality like here?
we're working on it.
Okay.
Squishy at
We're
best.
working on it.
Okay.
I give him the thing and say, let's give us like an hour or two. Let him relax a little bit.
So do you take him with you on your trip, or do you leave him here
I thought we were leaving him.
to go talk to Daggold?
Yeah.
I mean, we could drag him along and show him that the thing gets resealed.
All right. Well, what does he want?
What does Renair say?
Rainier says take him along. You might have valuable info on why the masks have been pulling out of the city.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
All
come with
right.
us.
I'm convinced.
All right.
All right. And you make your way southeast across the city once again. Do you guys do anything on the way, or do you just kind of keep it on the DL and move?
Just move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
If there's street vendors, I'm looking for like onion rings.
They're all buried under
It's
rubble. And
evening on like a Sunday, so yeah, there'd be some. I mean, yeah,
wheeled out of
street
the rubble.
yeah, they're more agile. They're more agile than the restaurants. They
Commerce
have all
goes
their food
on.
inside. That's right. Yeah, they're actually in fact providing some like free relief onion rings to people who need them.
Oh, that's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. I'm really happy, and my hands are very greasy.
Yeah, good. So
Right.
as you're wiping the grease off your hands,
I'm putting a couple in Erstel's mouth.
you're near the chasm, like you're just passing through the wall that rings the chasm district. Erstel is like choking down some onion rings.
He's like, that's too hot, too hot.
I'm trying to wave them. Then I blow on them, but that seems weird.
I can't tell if you're my nemesis or my best friend.
Look, I haven't really had to do this a lot. I'm learning. How do you escort a prisoner that you don't really have ill will towards, but you also want to feed them? But you want the onion rings to be fresh, but if you wait too long, then they're cold and a little bit soggy. So
This is hard.
I think get gummy in the middle and
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a
reheat 'em.
cry of alarm from on top of the wall as you hear like a much like deeper and like a deep and high pitched screech of something up in the sky approaching from the south, and sort of in the light of the sun, you can see several winged shapes shining in the sky, a few hundred feet up, approaching the city, like kind of in your general direction, getting closer and closer. And someone from the wall calls out, "Dragons! Dragons are coming!"
are they coming at us?
And like troops like start filing away from the chasm and moving up to the wall. Yeah, they're coming right towards you. They're getting bigger and bigger. You can see there's one big dragon and a handful of smaller ones. You see like six smaller ones.
Looks like the dragons are migrating.
Yeah, do we recognize any of them?
Well, as they get closer, you guys kind of stay put by the wall and watch them come
Yeah.
from the street. You see one of them is a bigger bronze dragon whom you recognize from the Deep Dragon Temple as the sleeping dragon Melifarn that you left your buddy Mr. E with.
What?
As well as several smaller ones of various colors. There's like a white one and a silver one and a
Ooh.
blue one.
Ooh, I'm
and
confused.
a gold one.
I'm very
Yeah.
confused.
What?
Yeah.
It's an alliance of dragons.
Yeah, and they're flying in and they kind of settle down. Well, I guess Mr. E, how do you fly into the city? What's your goal here?
Yeah, so as we're approaching in the sky, you all hear like kind of from behind you like
It's like Apocalypse Now with a house beat.
just like some intro music being sung by Mr. E.
Amazing. It's amplified.
Yeah,
magically.
he's using a tooth crown he has that he can throw his voice with.
Amazing.
So
It's getting louder.
and he kind of swoops down close, but then does another swoop around so he can keep singing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I guess he's second verse.
Guards call out, "They seem friendly and kind of awesome."
They are both of those
They're our
things.
friends. They're our friends. Shouting at them.
You see SWOJ moving in, like stepping into the Chasm district, as well as all these other tents and the chasm itself.
Yeah, and then we alight on a wall near them, and I kind of clumsily crawl down off the dragon, and then I'm standing on the wall, and I'm like, oh wait, and then
Well, they're at the base of the wall. So they're
yeah,
just, like,
I know I
passing through it,
did this wrong. So and so now I'm on the wall, and then I'm like, wait, and then I get back on the dragon, and
So guards are like, "Why have you come? Wait a minute, no."
Then a Melifarn, kind of jumps down to the base of the wall. I'm like, there we go. And then
Big
the
old
other
bronze dragon lands
dragons
next to you guys.
alight on the wall. And I look at them and I say, just chill. And
They're
I
like-
say, hey guys,
Mr. E.
They know.
Melifarn.
hey.
Melifarn says, "Hello, my friends."
I'm
been a long time.
delighted. I'm so happy to see them.
I really like the theme song.
Thanks. I was improvising.
Oh,
And then he gives hugs to everyone.
Uh-huh.
Oh, awesome.
How does he smell?
It didn't smell great, but he's got patchouli or whatever
Okay.
the D&D version of that is.
it's patchouli.
Okay, yeah.
How did you get out of the temple?
I just woke up, like as if somebody had fixed the issue. And so did Melifarn here, and there was a bunch of baby monster things, and we just fried them.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
We killed all those little baby things, squid things. Because they were like singing, and we were like, shut up.
Melifarn's like, "Yeah, there were thousands of them in the lake at the bottom of the temple.
Thousands.
Mhm.
Gross.
And now there's
Not
none.
anymore."
No, it's like a soup of them.
She grins and like lightning kind of like crackles around her teeth.
What's that seafood soup? No good. Nope, my brain won't supply it. There's a seafood soup, but we put that in right here.
Mm-hmm.
Edit this
We
in
put
later.
that in right here.
Boop, seafood soup.
And I was thinking, they just like cleared out a whole like habitat for a group of endangered species to come in and thrive.
That's right.
That's
It's, like,
right.
it's like a controlled burn.
Yeah, you put one wolf in there and the whole ecosystem gets fixed.
Well, when you say the issue got resolved, was it which issue was it because we unsealed the chasm accidentally? Is it because we killed the hungry elder. There's so many things have happened since we've seen you.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so
Yeah, I'm just curious. What was the thing that got solved?
you left me by a tree.
Yeah, we left a note.
Like this one.
Yeah, the XOs were nice. I felt loved. And powerful enough to kill those little squid things. And we did it.
A lot has happened since we saw you last, Mr. E. We died and then came back again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It didn't take.
Yeah, well that's worse than what happened to me, I guess.
So you just you got a good rest in. You woke up next to some dragons, did some fighting, came up here, music.
Oh no, it's been a bit since I've seen you. I gather it's been a month. I didn't know how long I was asleep, but I think it's been about a fantasy month.
It's hard for us to track
months.
too. We've been across different realms, and it's been it's hard to know.
Well, maybe it's been longer for you.
Mid Marpenoth right now. It's like early fall. Anyway.
So yeah, we did the squid killing, and then we went to go find that big glass thing we rode in.
Yeah, the crystal thing.
Yeah, the crystal thing that we rode in, but it wasn't there.
Oh.
Yeah, I
So how'd you
know.
get back?
Well, I rode on this big dragon, baby. This is Melathorn. Have you met?
Yeah, we have.
She says, we went looking for the other bronze dragons to see if they were all right. We determined that they, for the most part, are healthy now.
Oh.
Whatever you did, thank you.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, that was the hungry elder then.
Yeah.
Yay, I'm glad that worked.
We told them that we weren't sure, but it was probably SWOJ.
Nice.
Well, you will always be friends of the bronze dragons then.
Yep.
Thank you.
Always
Mhm.
were.
That's right.
Have
That's
you
right.
have you heard from Zelifarn?
No. In fact, we that was what we wanted the crystal ship for. But I wasn't there, so we headed north because we knew there was another one somewhere north, and then we went home. I went to go find your hangout, the Skull Palace, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Troll skull.
Troll Skull, and I got lost. I'll be honest, I couldn't find it.
Oh.
It had been I don't remember how to get there. So
We haven't been there in a while ourselves, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can
You
get
could have
back.
probably just asked anybody. It's not a very secret hideout.
that would have been a good idea.
We put secret hideout in the name.
Yeah. But anyway, so we were in town for a bit, just kicking it, me and my new group of dragons.
Do you have a name for your group of dragons?
Well, it's more of a way. It's the way of the balanced scales.
Oh.
Dang, that sounds
I don't know
awesome.
if you get it. It's a pun.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Because dragons have scales.
They do.
Yeah.
You learned a lot since you've been
Yeah,
gone.
me and Melafarn, we were chatting where we were flying around. Like, we could make a balance for dragons. And we were both like, yeah. And we gave a high five on a wing to hand thing.
It was touching.
It was, yeah.
It's like a physical XOXO.
Yeah.
Yep. You should try it, not just the notes.
It's hard. I've got boundaries I'm working on.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, let me tell you, peep you in on the way of the balanced scales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Peep us in.
Should we do it while we were walking towards the chasm?
Yeah, you're walking through the Chasm district towards Daggle's tent,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
And is
do have-
Melifarn just
People
like
are gawking.
boom,
Yes,
boom,
absolutely.
right behind. Okay.
Yep.
We could ride the dragons. I have several.
I suppose that's a good point. Although it sounds like we have some things to talk about, and we could maybe use the time,
Oh, okay.
the travel time.
Are you kidding me? Kendra's not here, and you bring in a whole bunch of extra dragons for us to ride. You are such an asshole.
Zay and Melifarn are chatting as you guys go.
Okay, good.
So mystery signals for the other dragons to just follow us from above and make sure nobody's gonna get us.
Oh, you got like hand signals.
Well, they're not so smart, so I have to like go up, follow from the air, and just kind of circle around us.
They're all looking at the end of your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, their heads are.
And then I try to use both hands, and they're confused at which hand to look at, and then I make like a birdie thing with both hands, say, fly, but don't leave, stay. And they eventually get it. And he says, Jack and Jill and Chip and Dale aren't very smart.
Oh, I called Dale.
Melifarn says those aren't their real names. That's just what E calls them.
Well, everybody who joins
Gets
The
their
way
name.
gets a new name, and I'm in charge of naming them.
The naming
then-
subcommittee.
And I point out this lizard that's on my shoulder, and I say, "This is Superman."
This one's Hardy's. This one's Carl Jr.
It's like a little fairy dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's Superman. It's cute, so I keep it with me.
It's actually like a run-of-the-mill leopard gecko that nobody can bring themselves to tell
but
you.
yeah, don't. And he puts his hand upside. It's just a lizard, but it thinks we're really cool.
All right. Normal SWOJ shit.
So you're greeted as you are walking towards the chasm by Daggolt and a contingent of guards.
Wait, were we going to hear about the way of the scale, or we'll learn
Oh,
that
yeah.
later?
You got more
Well,
questions?
it's just
Yeah.
basically like the balance between good and evil. Some dragons are all selfish, and some have real empathy. But we kind of strike a balance.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Well,
we
sounds
can
like
be vicious if we need to, but we're always kind, unless we have to not be.
No, this is important. It's again with those boundaries. Like, if you
Yeah.
have too
Yeah.
much empathy, then you
Yes.
overgive. And
Yep. People
deplete.
take advantage of you, and so some of these dragons were into it.
Nice.
There's so much dogma around dragons, Melifarn says. We're trying to move into a more modern, open-minded lifestyle.
When I hear about too giving and doing too much, I look at Urstel for a second and I start to reconsider. Scoot's having a moment.
Mm.
Not taking any actions, but definitely in his head for a moment.
Balance, Scoot, balance.
Boundaries.
I'm trying. It's very confusing.
Oh, but listen, on the way here, we were flying up here to find the other jewel thing in Amphail. And when we were approaching that, there's some big, nasty black dragons, definitely not balanced. And they started spewing acid at us. And I looked down, and there was a bunch of tents, like war tents and soldiers and stuff, which is weird because the line of the army, the front, is much further south.
Uh-oh.
So we passed the war. The battle was raging, and we went way up, and we're like, everyone should chill, but from a distance. But then later, as we approached Amphail, we couldn't stop because acid dragons.
Yeah.
They
So we
chased us
kept
away,
going, yeah.
Melifarn says.
Oh, no.
I was like, we don't need that. And then the dragons that follow us are not smart.
Did it seem like the black dragons were fighting on the side of Neverwinter? Were they fighting on the side of Waterdeep? Were they...
They were fighting on the side of whoever
black
these
dragons?
troops were down in these black tents down on the ground.
Urstel, do you know about this?
Urstel turns towards you and says, yeah, that would be our headquarters. That's where the masks have been congregating.
Wait, but do you know about the black dragons?
He says, no, that's a new one. Must be pretty recent.
Does it seem like the black dragons were... So the black dragons were working with the black tents, not shooting acid at the black tents. Is that true, Mr. E?
We were approaching, and they did not want us to stop. And we ended up not stopping because I didn't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah. Well, why would Nancy be using black dragons? That seems mean.
Urstel does clarify. He says that while I was in Amphail before I left, there were some new players moving around. There were some barbarians from the north, and there were some leaders of what I assume must have been the Cult of the Dragon. They were wearing these big purple masks. That seemed kind of flowery to me, but they like their ritual with that cult.
Okay. Oh my goodness, this is getting messy. Barbarians, black masks.
With big purple flower masks.
Yep. Yeah, purple robes, big dragon masks. They're really into dragons. Hence the name.
I asked Urstel, are the barbarians aligned with a side? Are they just...
He says, I don't know much about them except that they come from the far north.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They were riding winged beasts.
You said it was Cult of the Dragon.
Yeah, I believe so. The purple robes are pretty distinctive. They were wreaking havoc out here on the Sword Coast 8 years ago or so.
Okay.
Burned down my hometown.
This is terrible news.
Yeah, they seemed like real jerks.
Yeah. Okay, this is all great info. Thanks, Mr. E and Melifarn.
Yeah.
Melifarn.
Urstel's like, yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Urstel.
Who's that guy?
This is Urstel.
I was wondering if you gave him a hug, not knowing that he was...
I give him a hug now. I hadn't noticed before.
Oh, gotcha.
He tries to give you one back, but he's tied up, so he can't.
Oh, balance, buddy.
He's in timeout.
I'm working on it.
We all are, Urstel.
Actually, Mr. E and Urstel may have met, or at least you were both in the Gralhun Villa. The first time we met you, Mr. E, and you stole the book and flipped us the bird and ran away, Urstel was there.
Oh yeah. How's it going?
He's like, wait, that was you? Oh, it's been a long time.
Yeah. I used to have cornrows, but now I just let it flow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been keeping it pretty loose, too.
Yeah.
I got some magic tattoos. I know a guy.
What?
Oh, are the magic tattoos how you disappear into the floor?
Yeah.
That's an awesome trick.
I think so, too.
This guy really seems like your friend. Why do you have him tied up?
He's trying to kill us.
He was. We're hoping he might reconsider.
I point at
Totally
my neck a
reconsidering.
few times where he grabbed me.
He stabbed Scoot in the throat with a poison dagger.
Yeah, but look what I did to him. And I lift up his shirt and I see the mark from where I flat edged him with the axe.
Yeah, it's very, very visible.
That's
it's a
that was
big
me.
axe-shaped bruise.
You want me to sign that?
That seems like a complicated friendship.
I want you to buy me a drink first, then we can talk about it.
All right.
All right, so and then Daggle approaches. You said.
Yes.
And he
Daggle
hears as we approach.
And first, he ignores Renair first and addresses Melifarn and E and says, welcome to Neverwinter. He smiles at you calmly.
Thanks. And he goes up I go up to give him a hug.
He lets you. He's a little stiff about it. And he says, what can I do for you? Our city's in need of all kinds of help right now.
Yeah, we came up here to, help and see what's going on. We heard about the schism back home, and so we were like, maybe we can help. We got to head this way to find the other jewel thing to go check on Zelifarn, and we couldn't do that, so we're like, well, we're heading this direction.
He blinks a couple times and then looks at SWOJ and says, well, if these dragons have come to help with the chasm, do we have any other good news to share?
I'm still hugging him.
He tries to get out of it. Like,
We're done. Okay. Sorry.
I would like to make a perception roll. I want to see if Mr. E tried to lift anything off of Daggalt.
Roll it.
Probably, let's see, 14.
14, you wouldn't know, Mr. E.
I whisper to Scoot, I got his wallet.
I try to not react to that at all,
And
but
then
I'm also waving to get him away.
he kind of dodges your hands and then sticks it in the pocket of the guy on your shoulder.
Scoot's conflicted and continues with the story, not giving any of this away.
Daggalt's like just waiting for some kind of information.
Did you see we have Renair with us?
Your
He looks at
son.
Renair, and Renair looks back at him.
Remember your son?
Yeah, and Daggalt's kind of ignoring him, and Renair says, Father, I've come to talk. And Daggalt looks at the three of you and says, and Zaya's with Melifarn, and says, why have you brought him here?
Well, it seemed like you guys needed to talk about some stuff.
I have nothing to say to this one.
You mean
Your flesh
Renair,
and
your
blood.
son?
Cold.
Have you heard of the way of the balanced scales? Sir?
I have not.
Have you heard of family therapy?
Also haven't tried that yet.
Then you know that big hug I gave you? It was from him.
Renair says, Father, I've come with the silver waves of justice, bearing the crown of Never. I want you to support me in leading the city. Do any of you say anything to support that or interject? Or just let them work it out?
I saw a big smile, and I look right from Renair back to his dad, like expectantly, like, huh?
And I say to him, do you want me to give a hug to your son from you?
And Scoot stands up a little bit straighter, kind of showing alignment with that purpose.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
nod.
Daggalt frowns and says, essentially, we can talk about our future later, son. Right now, we need to seal this chasm. Show me the crown.
Yeah, we think that sealing the chasm's a good idea, although we really don't understand whether it would be good or not. That's just a feeling that we get, and we're often wrong about things. But I think we should seal the chasm.
You have the wizards available who will be able to use it?
He says, I don't yet. But Melifarn speaks up and says, I think I could help with that. She says, I actually have a lot of experience with this kind of portal magic from my time in the ocean, studying the aboleths. I think I could maybe, use the same kind of magic to seal the chasm with a powerful enough source.
I walk over to Melifarn, not close enough to Daggelt that he could get the crown, and I show her the crown.
She regards it for a second, closes her eyes, opens them wide, and says, this would definitely do the trick, but I'll need to bring it down into the chasm. And I think I will need some additional support.
I'll wear it. I'll put it on. Can I put on the crown?
I think
Your
it'll
head
melt
might-
your head.
Your head might melt and freeze off at the same time.
Scoot did not speak up at that moment.
There's like one special chosen person, Ilka is making little hand quotes, that can wear the crown, and anyone else dies in a bad way. We're
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Renaer and Daggelt are not volunteering to put on the crown,
Yeah.
for the record. They're like,
Mystery kicks the dirt a little.
I know.
Ah, shucks.
Well, it seems like we have a way to do this, and SWOJ would be happy to help, like always. What do you think about this, Daggelt and Renaer?
They look at each other. Renaer says, I'm all right with it. And Daggelt says, well, if we can get the chasm sealed, we can talk after that.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah. And Melifarn says, what I'll need, in addition to this crown, is some special magical implements. There are some crystals that I heard about in that cavern near Amphale. The Spiral Cavern, it was called. I heard in Waterdeep.
Oh, Scoot was so happy.
I heard there were people coming and going for the last few weeks after you did something in there.
Yeah, we were going to go see Craw. That was my goal, was to go see Craw. And now we can't because it's a spiral.
And we didn't grab any of those crystals. We grabbed mushrooms.
You
that
grabbed
a
one at
different-
one point, but I think you might have left it. Either way, it would be on your old body.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Long gone.
Standard D&D stuff.
She says, if you can bring me, several large pieces of that crystal, I could set them up around the chasm and use them to power the seal, along with the magic of this crown.
Heck yeah, that sounds great.
I can't believe we're not gathering crystals right now.
And Daggelt and Renaer in unison turn towards you all and say, are you willing to do this for us?
Go get crystals?
It sounds dangerous.
I had already kind of started to turn, and then I come back, I'm like, well, what's in it for us?
We're still getting that $5,000
like,
at a
I
clubhouse?
can get you some real estate. And Daggelt's like, I can get you some real estate too. What? You offered them real estate too? And Renaer's like, yeah, what? It's kind of my main currency as a landed property owner.
Oh.
Okay.
We just
They
want
kind of
to
nod
help.
at each other in respect.
We just want to help the people of Neverwinter, and have another clubhouse.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Y'all
One that's
sorted
easy
out.
to find.
And Daggelt looks at you and says, would your dragons be willing to give these heroes a ride south?
Would you say this would bring balance?
Absolutely. The city is very out of balance right
Then
now.
I can talk them into it. They're manipulatable.
I kind of want, I kind of look at Erstal and I say, don't take this the wrong way. I grab the Erstal note. I try to find a clean spot that hasn't been written on, and I want to tear off 2 pieces of paper so we can get a last best final from these 2. And then we'll figure out whose bid we're taking.
Look, I just bought a house. I'm having flashbacks over here.
They say we'll talk when you get back from your mission.
All right. I trust
We
Daggelt
can-
to watch out for us. Or not Daggelt, Renaer.
Renaer. And then
Okay.
can we leave the crown with Melifarn? Or are you coming with us, Melifarn?
No, so Melifarn is already leaving Zay and Melifarn, as well as it looks like, off in the distance. Shaleheart, your land shark buddy, are like actively digging a pathway down already
I love
into
our
the
friends.
chasm area.
Oh, that's amazing. I thought you were going
Yeah.
to say that Zay was going to ride away on Melifarn, but I guess that probably...
They're heading down underground together to like get this ritual, whatever
but
is
she's,
needed set
she's
up.
not actually riding on a dragon.
No, there's not room. It's a small tunnel.
They're going 25 feet a second.
Yeah, she's molding Earth right
Or-
now.
Yeah, 25 feet a turn, I should
Okay,
say.
bye, Zay. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. She
Have
wishes
fun.
you luck.
Am I missing something? Like, is there something more complicated than just we go to the chasm and we get some crystal shards?
No, I'm
Why
sure
don't
there's
we-
going to be no problems.
Yeah.
The catch is that there were 2 big dragons that chased away
Oh,
E as he flew over it
the black
Mm.
dragons.
last time.
But they were also kind of dumb, right?
No, those are our dragons. Those are the ones we'll be riding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's Chip and Dale and Jack and Jill.
Oh.
Yeah, the big black acid spewing dragons they seemed pretty capable.
Problematically savvy.
Yeah.
Did Jack and Jill or
Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale hear me say those dragons were dumb?
They're still circling above.
Oh, thank God. All
They
right.
really need some hard, signs to swoop in.
I'm just picturing you with the 2 handheld flashlights on an airport tarmac, just trying to.
Daggle says if you need any supplies, it's probably best to travel by night. If you're flying, you'll get there at midnight.
Hey, it's about night now.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. If you go now.
Well, we're all
Uh-huh.
healed up,
Yeah.
and I have some booze-soaked rations, so I feel like
What more could we need?
I mean a bag of holding.
Don't have a bag of holding.
That's a bomb.
Any way to
me.
carry back a bunch of crystals?
Prison pockets. How big are these crystals?
A little bigger.
Melifarn had specified like 3-foot chunks of crystal, like a nice bundle of them, enough to set up like every 100 feet around the cabin.
I can only take one.
Maybe.
Ilka appraisingly glances at Mr. E.
Your dragons could carry them, no problem.
Okay, so then like some saddlebags or netting or something to tie them to the dragon, or the dragons
Do your
just
dragons
hold it.
have any saddlebags or anything, or are you always all like bareback?
I would
keep it natural.
I would think if we can get like a big canvas tarp, some rope, we can just
some bundling supplies.
Yeah,
Yep.
just and then if one of the dragons can carry that as we go,
Mhm.
but we just need to get, saddlebags for us. Scoot can carry, since Scoot's got the most strength. I'm happy to take on the encumbrance of all this. So
Done. So you get some big bags and associated attachment materials
Yeah.
and stuff to attach them to dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look like I have a fly fisherman's vest made of leather.
Sounds good.
And we'll need one more thing. So there's some black dragons, like acid spewing dragons, in Amphail that we're probably gonna have to deal with. So we're gonna need some like anti-black dragon spray, like something that'll.
Potions of acid resistance
Oh yeah, potions of acid resistance,
would be sweet, or
Yeah.
balms maybe. Maybe that's how you work.
or
It's-
things that
no
repel
sweat.
black dragons.
Yeah, and a local apothecary is called in within like 20 minutes. They've already been around the area helping people, so they actually had some potions of acid resistance just available. They're not in
Dang,
very
right?
high
Nice.
demand, so
I would like to send an official
4 of
thank you
them.
to Baldur's Gate 3 for making me think of that.
yeah,
Do we put it on the wrists behind the earlobes?
you drink it. You drink it and it imbues your skin with resistance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take some of those and healing potions if we got them too, since Zaya's in the caverns.
Those are in pretty high demand right now, but they can spare some.
even light ones.
I think I might even have one.
Yeah.
Are we gonna need a pickaxe, something to get the crystals like off the rock wall, or are they just lying there for the taking?
Scoot.
Would I know that?
Well, you've broken them off before. They're fairly brittle
Okay.
when you were down there before.
You'll hit them with your stick.
Like
Yeah.
rock hammers, like small hammers, small tiny pick.
I mean, your weapons would do it.
Yeah, that
they're
too.
Resistant.
Yeah,
and- yeah.
we're fine.
I'm gonna look in Antediluvian Jake's tablet really quick under B for black dragon. Is there any info that I get that would be useful?
Roll investigation.
It's a 11.
There's not much information in there beyond like typical dragon biology and the way the acid is generated in their bellies.
Okay.
You do learn that there's a history of black dragon activity in the Mare of Dead Men, which is this huge swamp adjacent to the high road in between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. And there were a couple of dragons in the Mare that even attacked Waterdeep during the big war, like 5 years before our campaign started.
Okay, so Mare of Dead Men, and that's between Waterdeep and where?
And Neverwinter,
And Neverwinter. Okay.
on the west side of the Sword Mountains, on the other side from Amphail.
Got it. Okay.
Do we need any lighting instruments, or are we going to rely on dancing lights?
Dancing lights.
Still do.
Okay.
I mean, I get 4 of them.
I also have dancing lights.
Oh,
We
man.
got 8 dancing lights.
So
There's
many dancing-
dancing lights.
They
we
could
could do it.
dance together.
We could do a
Oh.
trail. We can like bread trail our way out for
Yeah, totally.
100 feet.
You can dance if you want to.
Don't leave
But
your
don't
friends
leave your
behind.
friends behind.
behind.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's just beat
You
me
have, you have to
the-
really serve them up to us there, Beth. It's one other thing I just want to resolve real quick.
Sure.
I tried that feint with the poison with Rainier to see if he was going to take those. Did he actually take them, or did he just like, that's not what I sent you there for? The vials of Erstel's poison.
Yeah, I don't think you would really buy that.
Okay. So then I still have them.
Okay. Yep.
Does anybody around, can I say, hey, can you identify this just real quick? Can you tell me what these are, what they do?
The apothecaries, yeah, they'll take a sniff, drop some little, like a kind of litmus test type thing into it.
Yeah.
and determine that it's a poison that can be coated on your blades.
Okay.
That adds an extra 2d6 damage, poison damage.
All right.
Yeah, for a little while.
2d6?
Is
Yeah.
it just damage, or does it also inflict poison?
Nope, just damage.
Just damage. Thank you. Those
Yeah,
la-
it's quite powerful.
And they last for about a minute, if
Yep.
poisons wise?
Yep,
Okay.
yep, exactly.
Thank you much.
Yeah, so as you're leaving, Renaer also asks you, I don't know if my father is too proud to admit it, but I think these masks don't have the best intentions for Neverwinter, and if they're amassing an army near Amphale, if you can find out any info on why they pulled out from the city and started doing that, I'll try to get some info from my dad, too.
Okay, so why are the masks amassing in Amphale? But they were trying to keep the chasm sealed, right? So
They
it's-
were until they couldn't anymore.
Okay. All right, we'll see if we can find out.
Hey, are we going to bring Erstal with us? What should we do with him?
Erstal, what's up?
Do you want to go back to Amphale
He says, if I can go free,
when we get there?
yeah.
What are your intentions? Just be straight with me.
Roll persuasion, Scoot. You guys have some rapport here.
12.
12. He says, at this point, I don't know. You've all been a lot more kind to me than I expected. So I think I need to report back to my boss and let them know that I failed, and then go from there. I'm not going to turn coat on my friends, and I mean that in both senses, on both sides.
Right.
So I'll try to make the best of the situation.
Okay. So I say, I'm not even saying I'm making the choice. I untie him. I release his bonds. Everyone's around. Do you want to ride to Amphale and then you can go? Or do you want to just take off now?
He says, I'll come with you, but I'll have to tell them that you're coming.
Well, we'll be there by the time you can
Yeah.
tell them, so it doesn't matter.
I'm just saying you might not get a friendly welcome.
Oh. Well, but we'd already
Well,
be
you
there.
already know. So if I let you go either way, they're going to find out.
Well, except we'll get there in a couple hours, and he won't get there for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like by foot? You're going to let him go?
Yeah. I'll say he can go now at here
I see.
in Neverwinter, or we'll take him there
On a dragon.
on a
flying.
dragon. But if he's gonna, and this is all stuff I'm explaining.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just gonna go immediately to your boss and say, "Hey, they're here now," then I'm fine leaving you here, and you can find your own way.
Honestly,
if you
we got
release me on foot, that gives me some deniability too for everything that just happened.
All
yeah,
right.
that's fair.
Yep.
We got bigger fish to fry, honestly, than what's going on with you and Nancy.
Your stuff is still where in the crypt. If you can make your way down there, I'm taking these 2 vials of poison because I like them.
Oh, you're giving him back all of his explosive bolts and stuff?
I left all that stuff. I only took 2 vials of poison.
Oh, okay. You just left it down there? Got
Yeah.
it.
Oh, the poison bolts too and stuff. I guess I took too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give him his stuff back.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a crossbow or a way to use them.
Yeah. Take the bolts. Can I have 2 vials of poison? Because you seem really cool.
Dude, you're calling the shots here.
Okay. I take 2 vials of poison. I give him the rest of his stuff. His 100 gold. A pat on the back.
Wow.
Nice to see you, Erstal.
Yeah.
You really are the Silver Waves of Justice, aren't you?
Be well. I guess we'll see you again.
Tell Nancy hi for us.
I will.
Mr.
She'll be
E
happy to
gives him
hear that you're
another-
doing well.
Another hug.
And give him a kiss on the
He
forehead.
gives you a real hug back since he can now.
Balance.
Roll persuasion, Mr. E.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. We didn't mean to make you roll dice.
It's
I was
low
like, oh my
stakes, don't worry.
God.
All right.
18.
All
Crushed
right. He seems very receptive, E, to what you have going on. He's very impressed by all the dragons flying around.
Yeah. They're so impressive.
He's
Just
like,
think
do you have
about
like
it.
a brochure or something?
Oh, you just ask around.
Okay.
Don't ask like really smart looking dragons. But you'll hear about us. I got Mellifar in the circle.
Noted. Well, good luck to you all.
Thanks, you too.
Take care.
Yeah.
Travel safely.
May Timora's blessings be upon you. when he
Thanks.
leaves.
Right back at you.
All right, let's hop on some dragons and get to Amphale.
It takes a few minutes to get him
Yeah,
to come down.
Two dragons swoop down.
Come on, over here. And it's like waving.
They're waving back at you.
Yeah.
I'm picturing just like reptilian golden labs, just dumb as bricks.
There's a silver dragon and a white dragon that come down. They're both like big enough to carry 2 people at least, as well as a bunch of other stuff in their legs. The silver one seems very proud. Kind of like throws his head back and closes his eyes as if to like be admired.
I'll take the white dragon.
The white one just seems like a little hostile at first, but
I get that.
cooperative.
Jack, Jill, balance.
Am I on Jack or Jill?
Balance.
Jill is the white one.
Jill's the white one.
What happened to Chippendale?
Yeah, where's Chip and Dale?
But I'm still trying to get them to come down.
Oh, all right.
Jack says, I was known as Shuckledew the Silver, but now you may call me Jack. What are your balance names?
I stride forward and I make a flourishing bow with my cape.
Clearly you're well acquainted with our leader.
Yes.
Do you still go by Mr. E with them, or do you go by something else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mr.
E.
Mhm.
Okay.
We have met many times.
These are my friends. They haven't earned their wage names yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
You must tell me stories of your adventures with the great leader.
We will tell you stories in song
We have so many
during
stories.
the flight.
Excellent. And Jill, for her part, is just kind of scowling. Silently
Jill?
growling.
Joe.
What?
Balance.
I know.
Balance. All right, Jill, guys.
Me and you on Jill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ian Scoot.
I'll jump over to Chip at some point.
Great. I go over to Jack and ask his consent if he will carry us.
Of course.
All right. I swoop up onto his shoulders.
You should be honored to ride the
I am.
great
Balance.
Jack.
I am so honored.
Zay, you finally get to ride on a dragon. Oh, she's
Oh.
not here.
It's an honor to share any
That's right. She's in
any
the
experience,
tunnel.
right? Right, E?
Yes.
We're all here together.
All is one. Let's go. We're going to Amphale.
Whoosh.
I-
Can you take
yeah.
off?
Yes.
Okay.
How long of a flight is this?
It's about 6 hours night flight.
I'm playing concertina for most of it.
Excellent.
Yes, singing songs and ballads
That's a
about
lot of
dragons.
concertina.
What kind of songs are you singing on the dragon's backs? Like, what's one hit?
Oh, well, what do we have so far? Apocalypse Now with a house beat is what.
Is it like Ride of the Valkyries with like a techno beat or something?
That's
yeah,
it right
that was
there.
when Mr. E was flying in.
Yeah. It's Mission Impossible adjacent without getting sued.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think this is a lot closer to the Dueling Angels, Dueling Fates in Matrix, but on a
Oh my God.
concertina.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You say
But
Dueling Fates, I just think of Star Wars. Is that a song from The Matrix too?
no, what is the Furious Angels? You would know it if you heard it. I'm
Okay.
gonna write it down
Yeah.
and send it to you. Furious. It is absolutely gorgeous. One of the fight sequences.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Gotta watch The Matrix again.
I would like to know, since I'm riding with Mr. E, I'd like
Uh-huh.
to know if there's been any Craw sightings in Amphale. Craw was the giant beetle that we brought back from the Fae.
You haven't been down there to like look
No,
around.
I haven't been there.
He got chased away by
Oh,
dragons.
Yeah, we
Right.
got acidied.
We
That's
gotta
right.
find Scoot's BFF.
Since you're traveling, you see like little towns lit up down below you. It's evening now, so you can see like the town of Phandalin off in the distance is lighting up. And after about 6 hours, you kind of coast over the lower mountains on the north side of the Sword Mountains, and you can see where you would expect it to be, the town of Amphale, with a lot of light around it, like a variety of tents extending out from the city, the town, into the woods, into the Cryptwood to the west, and towards the foothills of the Sword Mountains. You also see, as you're getting closer, some occasional lights up in the sky above the city, as if there are flying things with light moving around up there. So how do you want to approach this place? What's your plan?
Jack, do you think we should like fly in low and go to the spiral cavern so that we don't get spotted like below radar range?
I want everyone to see me. I'm
Why-
magnificent.
I mean, you are
Oh.
magnificent, but also I feel like this is maybe not the time if there's black dragons spewing acid. I mean, you already ran into them. They're pretty
I'm
scary,
so
right?
much cooler than a black dragon. though.
You are, totally.
I
Thank
could
you.
throw some dancing lights on you, buddy.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But not yet, Mr.
No?
E. I
Okay.
call over.
Trying to be subtle.
Oh.
I'm thinking about how beautiful and magnificent Jack is, and if he were to be burned by acid, would that mar his lovely scales?
I
That
could
would-
probably play it off. Pretty
But it would
charismatic.
bring unbalance, Jack.
Oh,
Balance.
right, balance. This is as Jill is like swooping under you. He's like calling up, "Hey, dude!"
You were shouting to each other from the backs of different dragons.
We're trying to be subtle.
Balance!
Jack is like, "Where should I put down?" And Jill is like, "Where are we landing?"
By the spiral cavern. It's in the cryptwood.
Scoot grumbles when you scream that from across your dragon.
I whisper that one to Jack.
Okay.
Okay, where's the spiral cavern?
It's in the cryptwood.
That forest down there.
Yeah, you'll see a cave.
You have to be really specific with your pointing.
I point really specifically at the cave in the cryptwood beyond a circle.
I mean, it's dark, but you can kind of follow the line of lights because it leads like right towards that cave.
I'm
Yeah.
scritching Jack's scales on his shoulders, and I'm trying to like
Mhm.
scritch a map, like when you draw a pattern on your friend's back and see if they can figure it out. They usually can't because you have like one nerve per square inch.
He's like, that makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Amazing.
Ilka, how much control do you have over your dancing lights?
Enough. What do you need?
Make it a target reticle. Put it in front of the dragon and just guide the dragon in
Like an actual airplane.
like an actual airplane. You're like a little scope.
Perfect. I set up my 4 little lights into 4 points of an arrow. It's
Okay.
purple.
Okay. As you light up in front of the dragon, you notice the lights up in the sky ahead of you, kind of circling and like approaching you as well. As you get lower, there's like maybe a mile away, so they're pretty far away still, but they seem to like move in response to you guys becoming visible in
Do
the
we have-
night sky.
Do we have Chip and Dale?
Jack and Jill.
What
There's
happened
also-
to Chip and Dale?
Yeah, there's also Chippendale.
Oh, are they coming too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yes, you've got a few dragons with you
All
in
right.
an entourage.
We're flying in formation.
But just one is lit up.
Yes.
Maybe Chip and Dale can. I call over to Mr. E. Hey, do you think Chip and Dale could do cause a diversion and draw the acid dragons away from us?
Oh, put 2 lights on those dragons.
Yeah. I send purple arrows on them instead.
It's not a very long range on dancing
that's
lights,
true.
though, right? It's like 100 feet or something.
That's it. That's all we get.
But you could like light a torch or something.
Yeah, I
mean,
feel like
there's
we
other
should
options.
extinguish the ones in front of Jack's nose.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, I'm going to drop them off of Jack's nose and stick them on Chip and Dale's for a second, and then extinguish them as well.
So, regardless, these lights are still coming in your general direction from up ahead in the sky. You're aiming for the cave mouth, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jack and Jill, with you guys on them, fly lower and get closer towards the foothills of the Sword Mountains. You can see those same, like, jagged spires of rock sticking out that look kind of like swords, and that's the namesake of this place.
Huh.
Do you land, like, in the woods or, like, fly right to the mouth of the cave? It seems like there's definitely people around there that would spot you. As you get closer, you can see movement. It's not like a defunct camp.
People at the cave,
Yes.
you're saying?
Any idea who it is? Do we have an idea?
Well, the tents that are illuminated are black and I don't know. I guess
Is the black like distinctive, or is it just that's the color they chose?
no. There's been some clearing done in the woods. I guess roll perception.
I'm good at this. How could you see that from over there?
Matthias laughs.
Good eyesight.
All right, fine. We'll call it a 6.
Unlike you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see a large winged creature step into the cave. There's a couple of them that like land and then take off again, and they seem like they are these huge, sort of eagles with like horned like elk heads, like antlers, and they're massive. They're like griffin sized. And a couple of them land and talk for a bit and then take off. It looks unfamiliar to you, but they look kind of hostile and scary looking. They make you uneasy when you see them.
Okay. I'm picturing the bad guys from Stargate right now with the big mask. I got to stop bringing movie references into this show. They just do not work with this dungeon master at all. It's
Are you
like
talking
this-
about like SG-1
No,
or
just
Atlantis?
no. We're done. We're
Okay.
done. I've given up on you.
One of the Guaul or whatever?
Maybe instead of watching The Matrix again,
Or Drunken Master 1 and 2.
I rewatched those after our last live.
Of course
so
I
good.
did.
Yeah.
maybe take in the
great.
Ghostbusters.
I passed the news along that there are some weird looking creatures. Wouldn't everyone be looking at this?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
we-
probably see that.
I
yeah.
saw the weird creatures.
Yeah.
They're the weird winged creatures.
You're kind of circling nearby now, like maybe like several hundred feet up, but close enough to like see what's going on at the mouth of the cave.
Yeah. There's some sort of combat air patrol going on here. They got the cap going.
So it seems like we should land maybe in the forest and not just right directly at the mouth of the cave.
It looks like mercenaries that match like the masks you've seen in Neverwinter.
Yeah.
They also kind of look like Zentarim, like they're these same sort of armed, black leather clad
All right.
mercenaries
Yeah. What Lark said. Let's Ilka
in the woods nearby.
Yeah.
Go for it.
E
Yeah, let's do it. Let's be sneaky.
Consensus.
Okay.
Let's be sneaky.
Democracy in action.
Okay. Jack and Jill.
Do they go up the hill or do they
Down
sort
the
of-
mountain.
They go down the hill. They're looking for a pail of water.
Ah.
They're kind of thirsty. They've been flying all night.
They are thirsty.
Yeah. AKA Shuckledew and Yiglamar. Those are the names that I wrote down. Doesn't matter.
Their actual names.
They land in the woods. You feel like you're private. Everybody roll perception.
Oh man, I should have taken that last practice roll I just gave. Oh, I seriously should have.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
I got a 16.
Modified 1.
I got a 6.
6.
Again.
Okay, so Ilka, as you're all getting off the dragons, you're landing close to that like sacred glade that you were in briefly, where you hung out in Yertle's magic turtle shell for a little while
Hiding from
the
a
spooky
witch?
butterfly witch was rotting everything. You're near there, and you feel as if you're being watched, Ilka. You can clearly sense that there's like movement in the shadows of the trees around you, but otherwise you feel like the rest of you, feel like you made it in just fine. The dragons are very proud of themselves. They're expecting praise.
Nice job, Jack. Man, you were incredible.
Thanks, but I don't need praise.
Oh, I give him
Balance.
scritches.
That's right.
Jill,
I'm
it's all
very
right.
Balanced.
It's all right.
She's like,
Yeah.
You may not want to hear
It's
it,
fine.
but that was amazing.
Jack's like, you're leading me down the wrong path, Lark. trying to keep my pride down, but
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job,
So
Jack.
fucking
Hey,
awesome.
y'all. Y'all. When you're done praising the dragons, I don't think we're alone out here.
No, we're all together.
Yeah, it's all of us.
It's not a metaphor.
And
There's
if you seek,
people in the woods who probably don't want good things for us.
Well, we saw them. They're by the mouth of the cave.
No, I feel like they're closer.
From the trees, crash, 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 as you guys are talking to each other, not quietly, with a couple of big dragons, a large stag beetle crashes through the brush.
Craw!
It's Craw, and he immediately bowls over Scoot if you let him, and just starts going in for the scritches.
Totally. Yeah.
Jack, eat that thing.
And riding on top of Craw are elven woman you recognize as Leah and
Nice.
another druidy type.
That we don't recognize.
You might recognize her from your time in the cave after your adventure, named Shala, one of the Circle of Dusk druids.
Okay.
Leah was from my backstory. I would very
She
much.
was.
Yes, I would very. Wouldn't I still recognize her?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know how much she's changed since then.
No, I mean, she's gotten a bit more druidy
All
since
right.
her time as a first maid on the Sea Plum.
Got it. Leaves.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's some leaves.
Wait, Jack, I think they're hugging. Don't eat it.
Yeah. Don't eat it.
He's like, mouth open, retracts. Comes back.
Crunchy beetle, friend beetle.
They say, you guys aren't subtle at all. I hope you weren't followed here.
I don't think we were.
Well, we did make blinking lights happen on our direct path in.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
saw
true.
that. We followed those lights
Oh, that's
and
us.
the trajectory and found you here.
Yeah.
I asked
Did
if
you
I-
try a few other areas first? Did you get lost?
No, we pretty much knew where you're going.
Okay.
So
Thought so.
if you guys are trying to be stealthy or something, we should probably get moving. Why are you here?
We need to get
Scoot?
crystals.
Crystals, like from the cave?
Yeah.
Why?
We got to seal a chasm.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. With the big ones, the 3-footers.
Can we help you at all? It's not safe here. Okay, these Zentarum, this army that's here is up to no good.
How do we get into the cave undetected?
Good question. You could try sneaking, make a distraction.
Okay.
We have some old black leather armor. You could try putting it on and just walking in. Dragons would have to stay behind, of course.
Yeah.
Any secret entrances?
Just the one.
Just the one entrance or the one secret entrance?
The one.
Okay. So maybe, I don't know, maybe some black leather armor and sneaking.
Yeah.
And distraction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll combine them all together.
Those all sounded great ideas.
And then we'll sneak in, get the crystals, and get out of here.
Leah says, yeah, and in the last 10 days, some dragons have moved in. Other suspicious types. I think they might be consorting with demons. What are you guys going in there for? Just to get some crystals?
Yeah,
It's
the
not
closed
safe.
chasm. Wait,
It's-
the dragons have moved in there. Who's consorting with demons? Are you thinking, is it the
The Black Network, the
Black
masks,
Network?
the Zentarim.
Okay.
They go by many names.
So there's this chasm in Neverwinter. It had a seal.
Yeah.
It's gone now. Awfulness is coming out. We got something. We can reseal it, but we got to get these crystals.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. So we got to grab some crystals. Going to put them in these handy packs we made for me.
Some of us will put them in the pack. Some of us will pocket them.
Some of us will pocket them.
Well, we've been in hiding for some time, so try not to expose us. We're trying to keep the people of Amphale safe.
Yeah.
They've been kind of on lockdown ever since these guys set up camp here. So
Point us in the direction that's going to cause you the least trouble, but also gets us to that cave.
they say, well, the cave's right over that way. It's pretty close.
Cool.
Outside the edge of the trees. So
All right.
Where's the black armor you have?
Oh, it's right over here, and they lead you down a path where they came from a couple minutes and to a little hidey hole.
Nice.
Some gear. Yeah.
Do you think we could leave the dragons with you
Yeah.
so that we can come back with the crystals and make a quick getaway?
Are they trustworthy?
Yeah, they're not smart, but They will. If I tell them to trust you, they will. And maybe like if we're running out and we need some firepower.
Yeah, maybe you should take like some kind. Like here, we have this magical flare of sorts. If you rip off from the top here, it'll release a gout of light. You can maybe like signal if you need help in an emergency.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
We'll keep our eyes to the skies.
I slipped that into my robe.
Great.
Awesome. I'm put on some of the black armor.
Sure.
Yeah.
The
And
weights,
I
that's pretty well.
take off my hat and fold it up.
Nice.
Should you be in the black armor and I'll be your prisoner and you're like trying to take me into the cave?
Sure. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
You know, Star Wars
I
it?
love this plan. There's no way that can fail.
It's worked every time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, and every time we've tried it too.
Yeah.
Lark would love this idea.
Wait, do you have any ladders you could lend us?
Yeah, do you have a ladder?
We don't have a ladder. Sorry.
How about musical instrument cases?
What?
Yeah, nobody
No.
questions the band.
Yeah, like little
That's fair.
violin cases we could keep things in.
No, Juan and Han would have some back in town. But you'd have to like sneak through the guards to get there
Ah.
at their music shop. You know, the one you
They
went
were
to.
good people.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, it was 13 episodes ago. Anyway,
Okay, I feel like we're set.
Okay, what's the distraction going to be? We got armor.
Can you guys cause a distraction?
like what?
Well,
I thought we were going to
what's your
sneak
idea?
in.
Well, we are going to sneak in, but there's going to be a distraction, and we're doing 3 separate ways to get in
We
at
could
the
start a
same
fire.
time.
Yeah, it's been pretty dry lately.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
cast a distracting image, but only within 60 feet.
Yeah, it needs to
We
be
want them to
farther
go
away.
very
no,
far
I think
away.
that's fine
Yeah.
because we start approaching. There's a distraction, and I'm dressed up like a lady.
A lady.
Ooh, that would be distracting.
I've just always wanted to do that.
We can do that for you.
Yeah.
You're
Wonderful.
picking a strange time to explore things. I'm not trying to take that away
No,
from you or
just
anything
I
like
just
that.
as
as a distract. They
a
will be distracted.
captive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a captive lady. Got it.
Classical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have
Okay.
anything for you to wear?
What's the
No, you just have to act.
Okay.
the distracting? What is your plan for a distracting image?
What do they hate?
Yeah. What would they hate?
That would make them really mad and they would feel the need to chase it off and go find it.
Gee, I don't know. They're not really like a monolithic entity.
I
Oh.
suppose.
Yeah. Intruders in general.
Okay.
They keep a pretty tight ship.
Well, they might be on alert for something because they saw those lights come down just like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could just make the branches rustle or something,
Yeah.
or like some. You could throw your dancing lights over in a forest.
How big can I do this?
I know they don't like check IDs, so if you can be persuasive enough, you could just walk right in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. We
Yeah.
got this. Let's scrap the distraction.
Yeah, we'll walk right in. If it doesn't work, I got a distraction in my back pocket.
There it
All
is.
right. We'll light a fire a couple clicks north, and maybe that'll help too.
That sounds great.
All right.
Okay, I won't be a lady then. This
Mr. E, bring it
time.
back.
Another time.
Next time.
And they part ways with you. Leah and Shala riding Craw go north. Craw gives you a little as
Yeah.
he walks away
Again,
quietly.
One more big scritch.
Mhm.
I
Miss-
can't stop it.
Mr. E gives direction to the dragon, said just be chill. and
Stay put, eyes to the
Listen,
skies.
if you see the flare, come in hot.
Okay.
Be
And
ready.
Jack says, "Yes, this seems a little out of balance. Be careful."
You're balancing our danger with your safety.
Ah, brilliant.
So deep.
And you part ways. And ahead of you, as you make your way to the edge of the tree line, you can see the mouth of the spiral cavern. As you remember, it is like a small cave mouth set into the hillside. There's definitely like a well-trod path at this point, as well as some lights and different supplies. Like people have been coming and going for a while. You can see near the front of the entrance a couple of guards, human guards, wearing black leather armor. They're just kind of keeping watch.
Before we get up there, I'd also like to slip Lark one of the vials of poison.
Nice.
There's no reason for me to have all of them.
Thanks, Scoot.
What do you do?
We got, okay, I'm sorry, 2 human guards.
And then a couple passersby come and go as you're watching.
Into the cave and out of the cave.
Down
they-
a path through the woods.
Are there any like dragons or beast things?
Not that you see right now.
Okay.
Do they give any sort of hand signal to each other or anything like that?
No, they're pretty stoic, actually.
Okay.
Is there any pattern? Do they seem like, I don't know how long we're there, so.
No, there's a variety, actually. Like some of the people that come and go are wearing like these flowery, big old purple dragon masks and purple robes. Some are wearing like, leather armor with like big masks. There's a lot of mask action going on.
Okay.
Does everyone have a mask?
Not everyone,
Okay.
but most.
Do we have? And we don't have masks. We just have black armor.
You would if it was like a masks costume that they had.
Oh, so we
picked
have
up.
masks.
Yeah, you got a couple like basic
Okay.
Zorro masks.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Great. I think we should just walk straight in.
No prisoner.
No prisoner.
No prisoner.
Yep.
No, not even looking side to side. We just march straight in with purpose.
Okay, and as you're talking, there's like a gout of smoke and light from farther north, and someone calls out, "Fire! There's a fire in the woods!" And a couple of guards curse, and the two that are in front move north, and they like put together a little contingent and head off to go see what's going on.
Let's go quick.
And ahead of you, a couple like replacement guards step forward, and they're like little kobolds with spears, kind of looking around skittishly. They seem like they're kind of new to guard duty.
Perfect.
Okay.
I march forward.
I rather than being completely stoic, I also nervously glance at the fire and smoke. Like that's not what should be there. I want to make it seem like I'm a natural person who would be surprised by that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody want to roll deception?
Scoot is trying to act clueless.
I'm
You don't have to roll
acting that
deception.
like brutal.
Oh,
That was
God.
rough.
Dang it.
Nat 20.
Oh, dang.
Which makes it 24.
4.
15.
Scoot?
I didn't roll.
You can roll. I'm just kidding.
You said deception?
Yes.
10.
10. They kind of hiss at Lark as you go by, but they don't stop you. They just seem to like notice you and be very skeptical of you for some reason specifically. Like your presence bothers them.
Mm.
Do you react to that at all, or do you just keep moving?
I just keep moving.
Yeah,
I,
no
like
sweat.
look. I probably notice that they're noticing me, but don't. Instead of looking at them, I continue to look back at the fire.
Sure.
And then back, like where we're going, but then back at the fire. Like I'm really nervous about it or something.
Do any of you speak Draconic?
Oh yeah.
No.
Definitely
Dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So E, you would hear them talking like, I don't recognize those guys. What the heck? They seem weird. That one was really young. His mustache was
I
terrible.
look over and like, toughen up, guys. In Dragon.
Ooh, roll intimidation.
My voice wasn't enough.
I just want to see what kind of effect it has.
7.
They rolled really poorly for insight, so they go, they kind of like, puff up their chests and get silent right away and look
And I
boldly
say,
forward.
That's a little better.
They're sweating, which is weird for draconic creatures.
But then I throw my voice and I say balance.
Ooh, you throw
Behind
your
them.
voice?
Yeah,
Like,
because I have the thing.
And they look at each other, side-eye, confused, thoughtful. One of them nods.
And I say to the rest of my group, I whisper, just keep going. Go, 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 go.
Okay. Okay, so you make your way inside. The cave is as you remember it, aside from obviously being more lived in. There's the first room where you encountered Arcturia, Zay's sister, which was just kind of like a natural cave antechamber sort of space.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Now there's clearly a path. There's various supplies, armaments. No sign of those crystals. But you make your way further downwards, and the tunnel of the cave kind of spirals downwards until you reach that room with all the stuffed animals in it from before. And the animals are still there. There's a walrus and a displacer beast and an owlbear. These big stuffed creatures in this sort of like presentational museum space.
This is the one where we turned into the creatures, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Guys, I really want to give a hug to these things.
Maybe a different time.
I just feel like a hug.
This room seems lived in. Like there's clearly like bedrolls and some like barracksy type stuff has been set up, some chests, some supplies. There's nobody in there right now. It's empty.
This was the one where we touched them and turned into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Not even with like the inside of my arms.
Yeah, not those places.
Okay.
I get behind Mr. E and I put one arm around him and I give him a little hug.
Oh, this helps.
There you go, buddy.
Thanks.
Look, we've been here before. It doesn't turn out the way you think it's going to turn out.
Oh, I'll just be your stuffy.
That's fair.
Cute.
Everybody make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, jeez.
Please let me have a good roll for the first time in this game.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I got to get off that die.
I got 9.
Dirty 20.
Jesus.
What the heck? All the good rolls are going to Beth in this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
14.
Okay, so you two just barely save. But Mr. E, you are poisoned as this sickly stench of brimstone wafts into the room from the way you guys came, as if something horribly, horribly smelly is like making its way towards you all. You can all hear like a thumping Jurassic Parky sound behind you
We gotta go.
in the tunnel.
Scoot, what
very
the
close.
hell? Ugh.
And
I squeezed too hard.
A gout of smoke fills the front end of the room that you guys came in from,
That's not Scoot.
as if something is like breathing in. Yeah, it crackles faintly with electricity.
It's not from my back end. It's from that front end over there. We need to go.
We gotta get out of here. I think it's one of the black dragons. How
Is
did they
there an
know we
exit?
were here?
We're screaming a lot.
There's two ways. There's the way you came in, and then the way at the far end of the room that extends further downwards into the cave. They're both open.
And you're saying a gout of smoke came through that one?
Came from the way you guys are coming.
Behind us.
There is like plenty of space to hide in this room too. So it's up to you guys if you want to just keep plunging forward
Guys,
or
book
try
it
and like
Yeah.
Or do we touch? Maybe we should touch the animals.
and bring them all to life.
No, we'll turn.
Oh, and
into
turn us into the animals.
And then
you guys
pretend like we're
would- You guys
posing.
would know that the magic of this place is somewhat gone now that
Oh.
Arturia is gone. Like all the druids changed back into people, and
I suppose.
yeah, there's less of a risk of
Are
that.
we? Does it seem like we could make it to that other door before the dragon would get into us?
Yeah, if you book it.
Yeah, then I book it.
Sprinting.
Curious. So am I just gagging, or what happened to
You
me?
are poisoned, so you have disadvantage on a lot of stuff. For a few minutes at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I grab Mr. E by one wrist and drag his ass.
Well, Scoot has his arm around him. We're booking it. We're booking it.
So you're making your way further in.
Hug me tight, Scoot. Pull me out.
Now I'm doing like a water rescue, but on land.
Yeah.
You go downwards further and further. You come upon the reverse gravity trap room from before as well. This time it's all been kind of like boarded up. Like the old stone bridge that was going across the room is no longer there. It's been kind of repurposed into like stairs down to this big storage area. All the spikes have been leveled off on the bottom. There's like wooden planks set on top of them. And it looks like large creatures live here. There's like big kind of nests. In fact, there's one sleeping creature off in the corner. It's dark in this room. It's maybe like 100 feet away. You can clearly see something in a large nest, like heaving softly as it sleeps.
Like dragon sized?
More like griffin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Immediately go stealth. Stop. Slow it down.
Yeah, I would try to be very stealthy as well.
I'd also cover up E's gagging if possible.
Okay. So you're all being stealthy.
Very stealthy.
Roll stealth.
Do I pick a different die or do I trust this is
Do I have to? Am I?
You'd roll with disadvantage,
Okay. I mean, I roll twice.
and
yeah,
pick the
and
worst
take the
one?
lowest one. Yeah. Okay, come on, laws of averages. Here
What are we doing?
Oh yeah, stealth.
Stealth.
21.
22.
I'm not gonna get worse than a nat one.
Buddy.
Crit
Sorry,
fail.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna roll that one once.
Roll another one. See what might have been.
Oh shit!
Wow.
19.
Yeah, that would have been a 20, 21. Oh well. So I got a 1.
All right. Is your plan to like keep moving or like find somewhere quiet to like get a handle on the situation in here?
I would continue moving, I think.
I feel like we don't know if the thing behind us is just stopping in that room. So I would also be like, we're going to slow and stealth, but keep going.
Okay.
To not wake the griffin-sized creature.
Yeah. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're very sneaky. The thing is still sleeping
I
until.
rolled a 25, by the way.
Oh, excellent. E, however, steps on one of the wood planks that's kind of boarding up the spike trap on the bottom of the room, and it just creaks so loudly that the sleeping creature, like it echoes around this cavernous room. And the sleeping creature like gets up and just starts like looking around the room very closely. It's like you see these shining eyes and this like large elk-like head poke up from the nest and start panning around the room. They shine like a cat's eyes in the night. Do you all just like freeze, or what's your reaction?
Freeze.
Yeah. I naturally think their vision's based on movement, having no recollection, no idea that might
I
be
think
something
I would
different.
freeze as well. That feels like the natural response.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear that thumping sound behind you getting louder as well as you all stand stock still. This thing is like poking out some like hoofed feet, kind of stepping up and fanning its wings out and looking around in this room.
Is it actually a griffin?
No, it's a creature called a periton. You might know that from folklore. They're not super rare.
Okay, what would I know about a periton?
Well, normally there are these like eagle elk hybrids that they prey on people's dreams. This one's like bigger than a periton that you would know, and it has white feathers, so it's a variant of some kind.
Okay, this sounds beautiful. Like, I
It
know we're
is kinda
scared, but that
beautiful.
sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Any sign of smoke or gaseous fumes coming from behind us? Now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Thump, 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 and you hear like a.
Well, the thumping I get. It's the smoking was what was actually affecting us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's coming now too.
Yeah. Another gout of smoke fills the room as if something is like just about to reach the bottom of the stairs.
We gotta
We
go.
gotta go.
Got to keep moving.
I sprint away.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You will
throw.
get the attention of that creature if you do that.
I'm gonna throw dancing lights to the farthest corner of the room, hoping that the light draws their eyes and book it. That's all.
And I'm doing dancing lights right, like circling around this thing's face,
Sure.
like the birds.
We're so bad at this.
Dizzy.
Yeah.
Okay. The creature is going to try to take a chomp out of whoever's closest. As it sees you going, it has dark vision. It's well aware of you. As soon as you start sprinting, it like locks in, and just like climbs out. It's got these like claws on the ends of its wings.
Well, it's probably me. Everyone else was like trying to do something to distract it.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion as I pass it. Well, what's our order? Where are we? In the four of
need
us
it?
running
Are we in
past it.
initiative now?
Not yet. No.
No,
I just wanna know what you're
whoever's
doing.
whoever's last, I want to create an image of that person, but bigger and brighter and shinier, running the opposite direction. So as the four of us pass, it looks like one person splits off from the party, and that image will last for.
Do you have a stronger illusion spell than minor illusion? 'Cause I think that's a little.
Yes, it'll last me for 60 feet, but I need He needs an intelligence saving
Because minor
throw.
illusion is a 5-foot cube in volume, so it's just kind of
Yeah,
like a
it's not
smaller
perfect.
thing that you're making.
Yes, I'm going to cast some phantasmal force
Okay.
on the periton, who must give me an intelligence saving throw.
It gets really bad. It gets a 3 plus change. Just a 3.
Great. It is bamboozled entirely and sees a bigger, shinier version of Scoot, brightly lit up, running the heck away.
Excellent. Okay, so it whirls towards the mouth of the cave that you guys came from. As you all book it, I assume, in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, opposite direction, yeah.
At the mouth of the cave, a huge, like, molten-looking draconic figure appears, like, filling the tunnel that you guys came from, basically, like, shuffling its way down. And it seems like it was just kind of making its way down towards one of those nests until it sees this huge, what does it look like, a giant Scoot?
Like a dire Scoot.
Dire Scoot, wearing the mask outfit and everything. It kind of looks affronted at first, and then tries to take a bite at this creature running towards it.
I'm going to make it jump to the side.
Yeah. I don't know. It got like a 21 to hit.
Probably bit the thing. I have no idea the
Yeah.
mechanics of...
I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure that the dragon can see it because the phantasmal force only
no,
affects
that's true.
the creature you're doing it. So actually, yeah, let's rewind that. So the periton is staring at this dragon with some venom, and it's going to take off and try to attack this Scoot.
Oh my goodness.
It failed.
No, the dragon can't see Scoot. So the dragon just thinks the periton is attacking
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
right, exactly. So the dragon's
Sick.
looking abacked. You guys are all just booking it?
Yeah,
No stops?
Nothing.
No.
To Brooklyn?
please no.
He's just kind of barfing in his mouth as you run, every bump.
Yeah.
Um,
Swallowing it down, though.
Scoot's keeping that hand crispy tight over his mouth.
Okay, the illusion ends as soon as you like get to the edge of this room
Yep.
because it's a 60-foot range.
Yep.
So the periton like pauses as it reaches this molten dragon creature, looks around in alarm, then the dragon tries to chomp it as well, viciously. It gets a natural 20.
Oh, that's a good roll to burn up.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna take a casual 2d10 plus 4,
I'm glad it is
Times
two. The
9.
periton, not us.
5, 14, 20 some damage.
Have it use a legendary action too.
No, it's keeping it low key. Okay, and you guys hear the thrashing of violence, and a couple seems like armed guards are coming your way down this tunnel to figure out what the commotion's all about. So what do you guys do in response to that?
They're fighting!
Yeah, we can tell. What's going on?
I don't know. We're trying to get out of here. This is not a place we want to be.
Oh no, freaking dragons.
They're uncontrollable, man.
Okay, we'll go get a boss, I guess.
Good luck.
One
Good
of the,
luck
one of
getting
the
through
cultists-
there.
It's a couple Zentrum running towards you.
Mhm.
So they start like edging around the side of the room and trying to get past this dragon blocking the only way in and out of the cavern. You guys keep going?
Yeah.
Yes.
You eventually reach the staircase that led down towards that magic mouth you encountered. It's been smashed to pieces. There's no sign of this enchanted door here anymore.
When I cast Shatter on?
Yeah. It's been even more just shredded.
Yeah, didn't we do a number on this thing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't be reasonable and open it.
As a cat.
Yes, it pissed me off.
And at the bottom, you reach the ledge where you first found those crystals at the sort of the overlook hanging over this huge crater-like cavern within the mountains where you encountered Arcturia and the mirror down at the bottom of it, as well as that big beast that turned out to be
Yes.
Leah. For now, it's just this ledge with a couple little formations of these crystals around it. And you see various Zentarum and cultists and other associated people standing at the edge of this overlook, talking to each other, planning something out. What do you all do as you sort of arrive at this
How
area?
many?
Maybe 8.
So Arcturia and 8 Zentrum.
No Arcturia. This
Oh,
is where you encountered her before.
Got it.
Roll perception, and if you're like stopping to like get your bearings down here.
It seems like a reasonable idea.
Yeah.
5.
16.
16.
7.
Okay. So Scoot and E, you recognize that there are sort of 2 people in a position of leadership in this group. You recognize Scoot. You recognize a man in a black robe wearing like a Phantom of the Opera style mask, exactly the same, identical in appearance to the guy who was carrying the stone into the chasm earlier. It's Nancy. It looks like Nancy. And he's talking to a sort of very regal-looking elf male, super tall, wearing like plate armor, with a really gaudy cape.
Okay.
Yeah, and they seem to be in some kind of a hushed conversation. If you get a little closer, you can maybe overhear what they're talking about because they're not being subtle about it. And the rest that are there seem to be attendees or like underlings.
Okay.
A couple of them look to you as if to ask, like, what's going on back there? We heard some crashing and roaring.
Just shake my head. Dragon.
That's enough for them.
Just like
Yeah.
in a shoulder shrug. It's like always the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The Zentarum that are there seem to actually like tense up a little when you say that.
I get that they help, but this is a lot.
Yeah. So what do you guys do once you reach this? You're just kind of waiting for a sec, or
I would-
approach, or
Well, they seem kind of chill with us. They believe we're just trying to avoid the dragon commotion right now, right?
yeah. And there are like paths that extend down into the cavern around this group here at the edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
It's no longer like a rocky slope like you guys fell down it the last time. It's since been developed, and there are like stairs and ways to get down.
I'd like to get closer to Nancy and this gaudy elf in armor,
Mhm.
but I would also like to look for something closer to them that would naturally be like drawing my attention. Like, is there like a table of food? Is there a good place to sit and rest for a second? Is there a fire to warm myself up by? Some environmental thing that would naturally bring me over there, so it doesn't look like I'm just sidestepping to get closer to the conversation.
Well, there are several of these outcroppings of crystal around here.
Okay.
As far as like other useful, important things, maybe a couple crates with supplies in them, construction materials.
Okay.
But nothing really like super standout on this overlook.
Okay. Well, I guess I would go and sort of idly start looking over at some of the crystals that are over there. Like 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay, and kind of listen in.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen in, but I'm also kind of taking measure of the crystals and maybe trying to, on the stealthily side of it, try to test one to see how easy it is to pry them.
Mm-hmm. What about everybody else?
I would follow Scoot's lead because he clearly perceived something that I didn't. So,
So you're all kind of idling over by the crystals, fiddling with them.
well, I am at least.
I'm gonna try to look like our story checks out and stand back by the entrance to look through it and see what's going on. Just looking like I'm keeping an eye out because our story was dragons.
Okay. Yeah, and the guards that are there that stay near Nancy and this elf seem to want more info from you. Like they walk up to you, and one of them actually asks, like, what's going on up there?
The Periton attacked the dragon?
What?
I know. I've never seen it before.
That's what happens when you ask all these different people to get along, right? Ridiculous.
I know. I mean, they're ferocious creatures. And you can't just expect them to put all that aside.
Yeah. Ugh.
Doesn't want to be fed. It wants to hunt.
Yeah, those barbarians got to find somewhere else to keep their animals.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in this conversation.
What are you doing right now? Are you also following?
Yeah, I've kind of gone over to one of those paths that like would bypass them. I'm just kind of looking down. Seem like I'm waiting on the rest of my group.
Okay. So Scoot, as you're listening in, you can kind of glean that they're talking about their plans for this cavern, and the gist of it is that the Nancy is saying to the elf that they are too exposed with all of their forces out on the road around Amphil right now, and soon they won't have the option of secrecy. So they've got to find a way to keep their troops into this cavern and try to keep things more on the DL. And so he's telling this elf to open a hole in the top of the mountain to let things in and out from the top. And the elf is silently like agreeing and nodding. Seems very proud, very haughty. And after they talk for about a minute, the Nancy clone departs, walks past E, kind of looks at him for a second, and rolls a 3. Nods and keeps going down the stairs. Have you ever met one of the Nancys in person? E, I don't think you have.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I give him a thumbs up.
He's like a statuesque. Doesn't even react. Keeps going. The elf on the edge of the cliff like steps off the edge of the cliff and like morphs in midair into a colossal dragon, a big old black dragon, like clamping onto the side of this cavern, like right in front of you guys with its belly exposed. Do you do anything about that or just let it go?
I would not do anything at all about that.
Is there a missing scale right up by its heart?
You'd have to get up close to look.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Then it's going to... Ilka, you're going to do something?
I'm going to try to not look amazed because
Okay.
I imagine this is common fare for someone in my outfit.
Right. So it's one of the black dragons that you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's old and powerful looking, and it clamps its way up the side of the mountain, inside this like big kind of bucket-shaped cavern. And towards the top, you can see there's scaffolding that's been built up. They've been trying to do some clearing up there already, but the dragon starts gouting out huge bursts of acid that start to burn a hole upwards towards the top of the cavern. You can see like big chunks of refuse falling down, like past you guys, down towards the bottom of this crater somewhere. And E, from up above, you can see that what's going on in here is some kind of massive operation. There's tents set up inside, like holes bored into the sides of the cave in different directions. People coming and going, mostly like down below at the ground level, with that big glowing crystal transport Concord jewel sitting there right at the center of this cavern, sort of rose quartz colored.
Mm-hmm.
And just this big operation with lots of people coming and going. There's like summoning circles.
Are they like taking the crystals out? Are they just...
No, they're just like setting up
chilling
around this thing. Yeah, it seems like they're marshalling maybe for some kind of bigger operation.
And the crystal vessel is just chilling there.
Yep.
It's just sitting there.
Yep. So what do you all do in response to this?
I would casually make my way back to, I think Ilka was guarding the door, which is the closest I look to actually getting back to my post.
Yep.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
And just sort of casually pass off the information.
The other guards kind of disperse at this point. Most of them head up to deal with this big altercation up the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have some space to yourselves on this terrace.
Great. Can we see any crystals?
Yeah.
That we could put our hands on.
Enough to put together a bundle
Let's
about
do
the
it.
size that Melifarn asked for.
Yeah.
I've clipped one off and pocketed it.
It would like really jut out of your pocket, like 3-foot crystal chunks. It would be heavy too.
Oh.
But if you have like a large pocket, you pocketed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You don't really have room in a pocket. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did my best, and then I gave up.
It's not a dimensional pocket, Robert. I know what it feels like. But
Would Lark know anything about black dragons being able to transform into an elf? Would that be a thing he would have known from his books?
Roll Arcana. I didn't have you roll Arcana for the Peritons, but let's do it here.
And that is a 14.
You would just know that they'd have to be a pretty old and powerful dragon to do that.
Okay, it is it's a thing that a dragon could do. Like it's okay.
I would know something about that.
And Zelifarn was like practicing turning into a human
Yeah,
last time you guys were with him.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I've this entire time been following Scoot. So
So I have
Yeah.
a crystal in my hand, and I join everybody.
Great.
Yeah.
We should come up with a reason why we're grabbing these crystals for the guards we talked to.
I thought it was pretty.
No, I'm gonna. If we can get them all into one bundle, I'm gonna minor illusion them so they look like weapons. Like you're carrying a passel of weapons
Sure.
back out to battle.
Nice. So that's simple enough. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
because
disguise them.
that doesn't impact like in the brains of people around us. It just is, unless someone wants to. If they want to check it, if they suspect, then they can.
So who's carrying the bundle?
Scoot.
is.
And so you have all the crystals you think you need.
Yeah.
It's heavy, but
Yeah, we're just getting arms for the dragon fight we got going on upstairs because some things are going to need to be replaced.
yeah. By the time you finish collecting these crystals, you can see that up high, some like a shaft of moonlight suddenly like enters this cavern from up above, and it's very visible because it's been so dark in here otherwise.
The dragon got through.
The dragon got through.
Wow.
Correct. Yeah.
How high is it?
You kind of look out there. It looks like at least a few hundred feet up. Yeah.
Should we use the magic flare?
Do we want the dragons to come inside here? They're not smart.
I guess probably not. Okay, never mind.
Because if we just walk back out, then because we're walking to the Periton and the dragon, but everyone else went out there to try to defuse that fight.
There'll be a crowd there for sure.
So
Okay. I'm following Scoot.
great, we're gonna go be persuasive that we need to take these weapons to the flare campfire that they saw before we walked in here.
Oh yeah, because it was actually like a forge that caught, and so we need to replace those weapons quick.
Yep.
So that's why we have this bundle of weapons. Because of that fire, even before the dragon and the Periton started fighting.
Okay, so you're stopped as you make your way back up by one of the guards who says, "It's very dangerous. You can't come through here right now. There's an angry Periton and a volcanic dragon that just can't get along."
They're fighting?
Yeah. They were.
Oh.
They've settled down a little bit right now, but
So we should just hang out. We're supposed to get these outside. You want us to just wait?
bringing weapons outside?
Yeah.
The standing order is to bring all of our equipment in.
We were told to bring it to the
Big fire.
What big fire?
There's a big fire in the wood.
Yeah. Somebody lit off a fire and a bunch of us went to go see it, and we were told to come in here and get more weapons.
Is there something threatening about it?
We don't
We're
I
know.
not
haven't heard about
sure.
this.
I thought weapons got destroyed.
Who's your commander?
Tim, right?
Roll deception.
There's been a lot of moving parts to this day.
Yeah.
It's like,
Who are you rolling deception on?
I guess Scoot?
oh,
Maybe Ilka too, since you guys
Am
are
I
mostly
still
talking?
poison? How does the poison?
It would have worn off at this point.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
It's a short thing.
Ilka rolled a dirty 20.
Again.
Again, this day, I guess, is making up for karma in the past.
Scoot rolled a 10.
Okay, they rolled a 10 too.
I got a 20.
Excellent. You guys.
Look, do you want us to set these down and then go get Tim and bring him
So
down?
is Tim one of the Neverwinter masks or something?
Yes.
I don't.
Okay,
Look,
I
we
had a
got-
hard
we gotta
time because
go.
we got the Waterdeep Zents here and then the Neverwinter masks, and they're trying to get along.
And the
I don't know.
barbarian.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't mean to be
Hey,
offensive.
what's
No,
your
guys.
name?
But-
Maybe we should tell them you're stopping us.
Look, let's not add more to this.
I'm Gorp.
Gorp,
Gorp.
you're just doing your job, and that's awesome, but we
Yeah.
gotta go.
Okay, well, just be careful around those animals because
How-
they're really shifty.
We
Okay,
gotta-
Gorb, we'll give you a good word.
With who?
The Neverwinter Tim.
Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Neverwinter Tim.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt to be on the good side of an upper
He is kind
management.
he's kind of a jerk.
You know, if you're going up there, could you find one of those Reged barbarians and tell them to take control of their animals and maybe bring them outside?
Yeah.
They're not doing well in here, and they give everyone bad dreams anyway, so...
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they eat the bad dreams.
Did he say ragged barbarians?
Reged.
Ragged.
Do I know that clan name? But I don't want to say anything out loud. But
Rural history.
ooh, the rare history check for Scoot.
Yeah, yeah.
6.
6. You have no idea. You know that generally there are many barbarian clans up north,
Yeah.
like by the spine of the world and further on.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. So I fly in the face of my ignorance. I go, don't recognize them, but I'm from more south than north. So could be a new one. I don't know.
Didn't you say you were one of the Neverwinter masks?
I didn't say anything. I
Guys,
just
we
roll
gotta
with
go. I like Gorp. You're doing great. We gotta go.
Gorb, we
Okay.
appreciate
Definitely a
your
barbarian.
diligence. We got to get these weapons out to stop the fire.
You smell like patchouli.
Look, I didn't have time to bathe in the
Oh,
pond.
that's fair.
Like,
You know, a
just
lot of
let
people
me-
don't take personal hygiene. Yeah.
You know, I was just
seriously.
trying to be thoughtful.
Well, it's just
We're
there's
all-
a lot of people confined in this cave
That's
right
what I'm
now,
saying.
so hygiene is really important.
Do you want some?
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Thank you.
yeah. And he like douses him.
Oh, just gives me a splash.
It's like a hot
Essential
sauce
oils.
container that's
Why do you
And then Scoot chimes up, I'm from the south of Neverwinter.
Oh, okay. So like Phandalin area or like the city itself? Because I have a cousin in Phandalin.
Lark is leaving. Lark is leaving.
I'm sorry.
Bye.
Anyway, it's nice to meet you guys.
That's right. Which street?
I bodily push
Phandal.
Scoot.
It's the main street in Phandalin.
Phandalin. Okay. Phandalin. I got to remember to go back there.
Look, I know you haven't made friends in a long time. You want to socialize. We got to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Or-
Gorb?
okay, Gorp.
Gorp.
Good
And-
times.
Sorry, what was your name?
Scoot.
Scoot.
Don't
Okay.
even think. Just drop off a Scoot.
Tooks.
And you make your way up. The volcanic dragon, for their part, is being pacified by some dragon cultists. They are like appeasing it, giving it treasure and food, and trying to get it to calm down as it like makes its own little nest opposite the Periton. The Periton is just kind of like thrashing around. It's been like netted and roped down by Zentarim. Its manager or owner is not there right now, so it's kind of just this bucking wild animal. So you just keep going.
I'm picturing the Rancor, the guy that
Oh,
owns
yeah.
the Rancor, goes after an Emperor's dead.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, it's so sad.
I love that character. So you're able to leave relatively unimpeded unless you want to stop and like take anything or collect any other info.
No.
I feel
For goodness sake,
feeling
let's
pretty
get
lucky
the
right
heck
now.
out of here.
All right.
Don't
All right.
push it.
Let's keep going.
And you make your way back through the cave mouth again. You get some looks from people with your bundle of weapons, but you keep the same story, or you just don't talk.
Was it the Rhaegor barbarians?
Reged.
Ragged.
Ragged. Not ragged. They're
Ragged.
really sensitive about that.
Ragged.
Reghead.
Raghead.
But
All
we
right.
would know that this is literally barbarians, not a slur like those oafs or those hooligans.
I mean, it depends on who you talk to. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know if they'd call themselves barbarians necessarily, but you haven't talked to one yet.
Should Should we tell the kobolds that they want some of the Ragged barbarians down there? So we give them a task?
I
I think we should just keep
Lark's
going.
not saying anything. If
Mm-mm.
you want to say something,
Do you
Scoot,
wanna?
you do it.
No.
They hiss at you as you walk by. They're very rude kobolds.
And I give them the hands up like, what? Fine.
The
Whatever.
one of them kind of nods at E as he walks by. The one that got balance whispered in his ear.
Yeah.
Um,
Does a little dash of patchouli on him.
no. He inhales deeply.
From the squirt bottle. From the...
Like a hot sauce bottle.
Yeah,
You know,
like
it
a
comes
hot
out in
sauce
little.
Yep.
Just picturing like a misbehaving cat.
Not like a. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, we're heading
You
back.
disappear into the woods.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you light your flare or just
No.
kind of
Well,
Well, are the
wander in?
dragons still there?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, we go and
The
find
fire's
them.
out now. There's definitely some guards in the woods, but you're able to find them. They're keeping it on the DL. Jack and Jill.
I want to load up and get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't think we need the flare anymore.
Yeah, let's
No,
go.
I mean I still have it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold on.
Is there
to
a
it.
reason that we would need it?
These are the dragons we wanted, right?
Yeah.
No.
Unless we launch it as a diversion and then take off.
Well,
Let's
let's
just
save
take
that.
off.
Let's keep that in our back
You
pocket.
do see in the sky, there are like lights ahead of you and behind you. Like these airborne patrols have fanned out.
Go into
The
the
sky.
side.
So
Keep it low.
what's your plan? Yeah, to get past that.
Jack and Jill and Chip and Dale are just gonna fly low, or should we walk through the woods for a while?
How far would we need to walk to get out of their patrol area?
At least a mile.
There's
Yeah.
a
At
long
night?
way on Dragonback.
At night?
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's not that far.
Yeah, it's 15, 20 minutes.
All right, let's try walking.
Just roll stealth, everybody, one more time. See how you do in the woods.
Oh, I got a 23.
Excellent.
I got a nat
17.
20. I got a nat 20.
5.
5.
There it is.
Oh.
19 for Scoot.
Balance.
And-
okay.
Yeah, ease was a nat 20.
I got a
so-
nat 20 plus a 3. So if she's stumbling, I could be like, balance. Pick her up.
Yeah, it's like there's like some knotted roots, and it reminds you to balance just as you trip on them.
Yeah, I guess
Stern balance.
you couldn't put up your dancing lights
Balance.
because we don't want to draw attention.
Mm-mm.
That's
so
right, that's
yeah,
right.
you just cut a root.
Yeah, so you guys make it past these lights up above, but as you're leaving, you see that it looks like Chip and Dale have been captured by barbarians. Like they're being near where the embers of this fire was that the druids lit. You see them being like taken down and marched towards the cave mouth
No.
by barbarians and peritons and a couple dragon cultists. However, you guys are home free. So, what's your response to that?
What should we do? E or Jack and Jill?
Who was riding Chippendale?
Nobody.
They just came along.
They were the diversions. You put some lights on them for a little bit, and they took off.
Can't just leave them.
No, we can't.
Can they fight their way out? They're dragons. Mr. E.
They're not super smart.
Yeah.
How many of them are
They
there?
might
How many people
weasel
around?
out.
Many. Like at least 4 peritons with really meaty-looking riders.
Oh, so that's
And
8
some cultists.
plus the cultists.
Maybe we should use the flare.
Yeah.
Is there a way to? So if we shoot off the flare, does it tell people exactly where we are? Is that how that will work?
It would just be a bright light in the sky.
That is what a flare does.
Yeah, but if we angle it, I
Yeah,
guess-
then it's a bright light over there.
Doesn't it like streak out?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Does it
like a
shoot
Roman
up?
candle, kind of.
Or does it
Isn't
go
that how
up invisibly into the sky and then burst at the apex?
No, it's not a
What?
firework.
No, it's a
It's a
flare.
Gout of fire.
It
with
is
smoke.
meant to be an arrow, right?
Right here. Come right here.
Can we trigger it from a distance? How does this flare
You
work?
could, maybe, if you had a way to like remotely trigger it, like a mage hand or something.
It's got a
Oh,
fire.
Oh, I could use my
I
mage
have
hand.
a ring of fingering.
Oh.
What the hell?
I have a ring of fingering.
Guys.
It lets me.
It's not better the second time you say it.
It was asked to be repeated. It just
Is this
lets
in
me
the-
throw my hand. I got to name it whatever I wanted. And
I was gonna. That was my question. It's like
It's a
this
mage
out of the
hand.
DMG or DMB? Oh,
No, it's
DH.
just a colloquialism for a mage hand, right?
All right.
So we could go away from the flare, and then Mr. E could use his ring of fingering
Would that-
from a distance.
help the dragons get loose.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't it? I don't know.
It would just be a light.
Yeah, there'd be a light.
How do we know? Because we have to go in and free them somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're not gonna be able to go in and fight. How many peritons was it? A ton.
4 peritons?
Yeah, 4 peritons and 50
Mr. E,
Zentarim and
we don't have the
900
manpower.
black dragons. I forgot what it was.
There are more of them coming to from the cave. Like clearly, there's an interest in whatever's happening here in the woods. They've like left the edge of the forest now. You can see the 2 dragons being kind of shepherded over towards the cave mouth, about a half a mile away.
Should we send the crystals
With one dragon.
with one of the dragons?
And then the rest of us stay here, wait
Try to
till the
figure
action
this
dies
out.
down, sneak in, and free them so it just looks like they freed themselves.
There's an entrance. There's another entrance. There's a back door now.
Right? The moon hole.
There's
Couldn't have
no
said
hole.
it better myself. We
It's
could
also-
always go in and out of the moon hole, both
It is
in
also like
and
a
out.
half-day trip from here to Neverwinter. You guys are fairly close by wing, so there's that option too.
We fly, drop off the crystals, come back with reinforcements, and free your dragons.
Hmm. Maybe we'll get some more followers by then.
There
Is
are
there-
there are more dragons in Neverwinter.
Is
also.
there a way you can
Right.
send them a message using your tooth?
That we're coming
I
back
think
for
it's
them?
just generally heard. I could say balance.
You could whisper a message to them with that
Just
thing.
them?
Yeah, it can be like relatively quiet.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, I can do that. I'm
Okay.
going to do that.
Tell them what we're gonna do. That we'll be back for them.
I'll say to Chippendale, he says, "You two, keep the balance. We will come back to rescue you.
Okay.
This is the E."
And they both say okay really loudly.
Yeah, and everybody
All the
hears them
guards are
say
like,
okay.
What? Who are they talking to?
And then they're a little more pacified and they're just like
yeah,
going.
yeah, for sure. But some guards start fanning out into the woods towards you guys. Because you're like right at the edge of the tree line watching this happen. So if you're going to get moving.
Let's
yeah,
go.
we
gotta
get
go.
moving.
Yeah.
They heard us.
All right.
And you hop on your dragons and leave.
Fly away.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck, with a special appearance from Mr. E. Robert Lee. Our next live show is on the books for Saturday, December 16th. We'll be back at the Teatro Zaccone, rolling dice at 7 p.m. Go ahead and add that to your calendar now while you're waiting for a post-credits clip. Love you all. Hope to see you then. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2023 recipient of a Creative Support for Individuals grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Thank you to Leland Campana for use of his Song of Verdum as our theme song. Thank you to Teatro Zaccone, Mary Fox, and Sarah Rolfson for their support. And once again, thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.
I think like it would have melted someone before she put the soul blessing or whatever, and now it will work. That if we just took it, if we just thieved it outright, that it would just be this dangerous artifact.
Are you gonna test it out on your own head?
I'm a Gralhund. I got no claim here.
Let's put it on Zay's head.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was gonna be my one note for you guys, is that since Kendra's not here, we gotta try and like get out of the crypt relatively quickly, because we don't want to like narrate too much stuff with Zay just silent.
She just puts on the crown. Melts.
There you go.
Her head melts and freezes at the same time.
Don't tell her until the episode comes
Right.
out.
So I spend the next 2 episodes trying to
You had a
get
really
Zay
cool
back.
time, Zay. It was hot.
Save the day.
She dies off camera, essentially.
Yeah. Death off stage.
I will say, as I was re-listening that last episode, you did such a good job of getting that information out, because we're all
Fucking around.
fucking around like always, and you, without breaking character, managed to deliver so much helpful info. It was awesome. So nice work.
Thank you. It was pretty redundant in my notes, but I was like, fuck it, I'll just keep saying these things until it's
Till these hooligans get their act together.
Yeah, I think it worked out. That's kind of how it has to be when it's like an important lore point sometimes.
Because unfortunately, Matthias, it is your circus and we are your monkeys.
I mean, even in like